And hello and welcome back to this week's Charged Weekly event. Here we are at the very snowy looking Italian hills. I wonder where Mugello is. Probably in Mugello. Anyway, we're back at the snowy hills of Mugello, racing the Alfa 155 DTM cars today for some fun four-wheel action in the snow. Well, the track's nice and grippy, so the hair dryers have been out in full force. It's me, your boy, the Flat Daddy, Flat Gang, Flat Daddy 420, Flat Earth Mom. And we're here with my boy L'Engineer, Adrian, again today. We're going to be commentating for you. We got two whole fantastic splits of action today. Got 2 races per split, so 4 heckin' races, and that's about 3 hours worth of awesome racing fun. We have the rookie split practice is just ending right now, and as we can see, Rushtastic is setting the pace so far today after a very, very confident rookie split win in the minis at Puebla a couple weeks ago. He took a week out last week for the NASCAR event. Maybe it wasn't his thing. Oh, as I say that, Rush by number 4 has taken provisional pole. Let's go have a little look at him. See what car he's driving. Oh, that looks very pretty. I wonder who made this skin. Was it me? It was me. I made this skin.
Yeah, you actually take a lot of time yesterday to make some couple of skin, and for the moment I just discover all of them. I basically was completely out of weeklies for the whole weeks, so I have no idea of what the community came up with.
I've just realised.
Good.
I just realised I haven't installed the skin pack. I will correct that in one moment. I forgot. But yeah, I made a couple skins for the Bundoa racing team. I made this one, this Cerix one, and I made this... oh, it isn't loading for me, so I need to... oh, here it is. This Atari Jaguar skin as well.
Yeah, this is great.
Alright, I'll tell you what. As practice ends, I am just going to... let's just put it back on the intro screen. I'm just going to install the skin packs, because I'm a complete fool.
Take the track skin as well, if you can.
Okay, where did you post that for me? Is that in the commentators chat?
Wait a second.
Off to a good start today. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling very well today, so I'm a bit limited with my brain capacity today for the back. So yeah, as I was saying, Rushtastic took a really good week for a couple of weeks ago. Took a miss at the NASCAR event, but I'm sure he'll be back today. Lots of drivers.
You have all your capacity.
Yeah, saying I have a full brain today is very generous. But yeah, we also have drivers such as Iwis and Quantum who are really setting the pace in the MX-5 Rookie Championship over the last 2 weeks as well. So lots of action to come, and it'll be interesting to see which newer drivers are making their charge debuts today and how they get on. I've got the spec skins, but I haven't got the full skin pack. Let's find that. That was apparently all the liveries for tonight. So let me just go and do a little double check. Oh no, I've got all the Ms. McDonald's livery. Okay, great. We are all good. Let's jump back in.
The track?
Oh, where's the track pack?
No, the track skin.
Oh, where did you send that?
I mean, commentator chat somewhere.
Oh, perfect. Here we go. All right, I'm just going to install the track skin as well because it looks awesome. We were trying out Adelaide earlier for a potential event for next month, and there are so many opportunities to make a really awesome looking track skin for that. It's got so much concrete and walls and bits and bobs. For some reason it's coming up with skins for Imola? No? Manage skins? Nope, doesn't want to come up. Let me try that again.
No, never mind.
Might be worth just restarting Content Manager and having another look. Anyway, sorry for the if anyone's watching the broadcast. I don't know if it's even been announced yet, but sorry for the slight delay. We are just correcting that.
Yeah, the game is coming. Don't worry about it.
Here we go. Charged Alfa Romeo. Excellent. Let's jump back in and catch the start of qualifying. Everyone will be on their outlaps now, as they're still only 30 seconds into the session, so we won't have missed much.
Yeah, and actually, qualifying here is we have always a lot of time to talk about because people
oh, 20 minutes. 20 minutes is ample qualifying for a race like this.
Yet it's endless for that. And so I think we're gonna have plenty of time about thinking of everything.
And we are back. Excellent. I can see the fantastic spec skins made by Mr. Buzz. Look at that. That looks lovely. I love the Alfa Romeo colours and the big graphics and designs. He did a really nice job on these. I like the kind of the split down the middle nature of it.
For the moment, we don't have the game properly shown on stream.
Okay, yeah, let me fix that. Oh yeah, hang on. Here we go. Anyway, as I was saying,
I
yeah, looking at the lovely liveries made by Buzz this week, his spec skins are looking real nice. Let me get the Twitch chat back up so I can see what the heck's going on. Of course, Stephen has said the one thing Stephen always says. Hello, Stephen. Why aren't you racing today? Coward. Anyway, we are back. Hi, Elmo. Apparently, Fyoda said something about he was going to make an emote and he was going to make one of the emotes me. So I look forward to seeing that. Let's get into a nice little angle. We can wait for people to start showing up on the ACTV. Oh, hello. There's another one of the Cyrix cars coming past. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's doing well this week. If some of the guys who are making a name for themselves in the rookie championship can keep their consistency up. If there's anyone new who's going to be trying to make a name for themselves this week as well. It's going to be super interesting. We have the Prospect race later today as well, with all your favourites on as Kevin Cameron comes round. Another one of the Atari Jaguar cars.
Yeah,
I know
and
the Bundawa guys had a good race last week. They got third and fourth, I believe. It was Bundawa himself and one of the other, I think it was Rushed By, who just came past now, came fourth place that week. So there's Quantum getting a little bit loose going into the gravel.
probably just understeer out of the track. And maybe you can just point out that the fact that this week it was like a fully base game content combo, because Mugello is in the base game and the car is as well. So it gets pretty popular on the server, because a lot of people were able to find the server even though they were not on the community. So perhaps some of you just joined it for that event in particular. So hello everyone, we are Charged Sim Racing. We are a young and open sim racing community on Assetto Corsa, and we hope you're gonna have a good time with our company tonight for this little weekly race.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been nice having a base game content. It's been a little bit hairy during the week. I've heard some reports there have been some drivers not quite up to the charge standard who've been kind of on the server making a bit of a mess of it at times. But that's how people learn, and having a base game content is nice because it just allows everyone to come and join, and you haven't got to download any mods. If you're new to the game, it's easy to publicly find it as well. And then once you find the server, you see our info like our Discord, you get to see all of our regular drivers. You're like, oh, this is cleaner than a regular open lobby. There aren't a million drivers flashing all over the screen and come crashing everyone out. So
yeah, I mean, one of the good example here is there is in Assetto Corsa a very popular Spa-Francorchamps server with Formula One, basically the F 2004 and the SF 17H. Sorry. Those are very difficult cars to drive, and especially on the limit and on such a difficult track as Spa-Francorchamps. And let's see that it's not always the fairest kind of racing you can get, because there is a lot of punts, a lot of people just don't know how to drive the car, spinning every time they just touch the throttle and stuff. And by some games you think that is the proper Assetto Corsa online experience, but if you charge a bit for community, you can end up finding a lot of very, very good people, and that's definitely the part of Charged. That's why we're here. And for myself and myself perspective only, this is what's happened. I wanted to find in some iron by just finding people to race with, and I find gold and find a wonderful community that I'm part now, and I'm very proud of it.
absolutely, yeah, that's something we're all definitely proud of. As Rush by number 4 sets the early pace with Rushtastic, again, pretty not far off. Iris a little bit slow. I was expecting Iris to be a bit quicker. He showed some incredible pace in the MX5 Championship on Friday, passing the Pulse Hitter Quantum quite early on and storming away with the win. Iris was really, really showing some skills last week, so interesting to see if he can get back up there. Golson as well is in that kind of pack, that kind of plus 1.8 second pack, but it seems like there's quite a large spread so far in the qualifying. Maybe these guys are just getting warmed up. Let's see, yeah, Golson is running a spec livery today. Iris is running a spec livery, so is Rajtastic. Rushby is running my one. JFOX, this is the one I was looking for. Very cool rainbow livery. I like that colour palette. Wonder what it says on the back. The drink, is it on or not? I'll have to leave that up to you to see what that means.
Yeah, but by the way, you don't really see it. This car is very, very colorful, but the PP filter we have with winter and stuff make it pretty much make all the color unsaturated. But yeah, just trust me, the car are like really more powerful in the other games. So yeah, that's very good. I like those livery. That's quite nice.
Yeah, I wonder how often it actually snows in this part of Italy, but we'll see. Gavino Grafoni is also running a stock livery, as is a washing machine, and so is Moti11, who I believe is new. I haven't seen Moti11 before. Welcome to Charged if it's your first time. Of course, this is
Oh,
the
someone is not.
ACTV.
Oh,
Oh, I think iOS has had a little off as well. This is, of course, ACTV, the app we use to broadcast with. Is a little bit funny, so it takes some drivers a while to show up on the start-finish screen. As Castrol R takes third place and is bridging that gap between kind of the almost 2-second guys between Rush by number 4. But Rush by is really looking quick today. I think Rush Tastic's the only person even within a second, as Castrol R has got a modified version of the spec livery, which looks absolutely hilarious. I'm a big fan of that.
yeah,
I know
this
he's
is
friends
definitely
with
the kind of-
Raj Tastic. Let's see if Raj Tastic doesn't have one, so it's just a Castrol R. I know they're friends.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of livery you could make for like some events. I recognize a bit your style, even if it's not yours. But yeah,
I didn't make
great.
this. Buzz made this. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But this is definitely the kind of thing you can come up with. Like this is basically a very very serious type of livery, like in the start, but you just add some meme here and there to make it like hilarious, but still
I
look
think
very
that's
very
his
like
face.
serious.
I think that's Castrol R.
Great.
Yeah, if so. Elmo in the chat says if we get 45 viewers, Elmo will gift a couple more subs. So you know, time to get your VPNs open, boys, and get the view count up. Alex98 confirms that is Castrol R on his car. Hijack. The snow is because we are using the Assetto Corsa's like dynamic weather seasonal thing, and it's just it's just like a track skin. So it doesn't. You're not the track isn't snowy. The temperature isn't lower. It's all normal default track level, but it just has a winter pack skin which changes with the seasons. Like it's really
Yeah,
interesting
and
how Sol works with that. Like for example. Based on the season that you're in, the days will either be longer or shorter if you're using 24-hour sun. So, for
exactly.
example, in the winter, it will be nighttime a lot longer than it will in the middle of the summer, and that changes based on where you are in the world. If you're racing in the southern hemisphere right now, it's going to be a summer for you. So if you're racing at Bathurst right now, you're going to get massively long daytime. It's going to be like racing in summer. Mad.
Yeah, and they also like the season also change a bit, like the color grading of the stuff. So like you can really see. Of course, you have like the vegetation that is a good indicator of what season you are, but also like the light didn't go through the atmosphere the same ways, and the color is a bit different. Like here in winter, it's very like unsaturated and stuff because it's supposed to be cold. But if you go in summer, like it will be much more saturated and yellow, of course. And also, I saw quite recently that there is in Assetto Corsa there is a very like cool effect that is like the heat simmering, when you can see the air moving around, and like it's a bit wet. And it's like, of course, it's disabled when it's winter and stuff because it's supposed to be cold, even though it can be like 32 degrees in the game. So I thought this is a very good like a little touch that can again like enhance a bit Assetto Corsa, because this is the kind of details that are always good to have somewhere.
And since then, Meridibera has taken third place, again bridging that gap between the kind of 1.5 seconds guys from Rush by number 4. So 2 Bundawar guys in the top 3. These guys are looking pretty experienced. I know I was chatting to, I believe his name is Milan from Bundawar Racing when I was making him these skins, and talking about how they have their own little community as well, which they just started quite recently, much in the same way that how Charge started back in April last year. And so these guys have probably got some prior experience. So some good performances. They might see them going into the pro splits, and as I say that, both Meridibera and Rajtastic improved their time, swapping back to second and third, with Rajtastic now only 2/10 off Rush by number 4. So definitely these top 3 are really looking competitive today. I'm going to see a great fight between these guys, I'm sure. And then who can bridge the gap between Castrol, Quantum, JFOC, Iowa Skolson? Who of those guys can kind of join them up the front? Still plenty of time to find on this track.
Yeah, definitely. This is a track that is a bit demanding, but at the same time, like it's quite easy to get around, and yeah, like it's more down to um, the driver skill. This car is not very easy to drive, but at the same time, it's not like a very fast car that is impossible to drive for the normal person, like some very fast open wheeler and stuff. So I think I actually pretty like this combo, even though it's not like my cup of tea. I'm not that much
Yeah, it's a very
like
safe kind of thing. Like Mugello is a really
yeah.
nice flowing track, and the car is. It doesn't like kill you when you stamp on the throttle. It doesn't lock the brakes. It doesn't eat tires. It's pretty simple to get this car around the circuit. But finding, yeah, as you can see, there's a huge differential in pace. I mean, there's 6-7 seconds between the front and the back. So it's everyone can kind of keep this car on track, but it's who can bring the most pace out of it. Apparently,
Yeah.
Rajtastic did have a skin, but he didn't give the right GUID into Zive. No, you gotta make sure you get that right. Let's see who else is on the grid today. Who haven't we mentioned today? So we have Boz. I love Boz's livery. This is my favourite livery this week. This fantastic blue and white feeler livery. I think it's gorgeous. Big preps to Boz for his livery this week. I really like it. Just the way, the angles and the proportions. It just looks really. It's simple, but it's just really, really nice. So shout out to Boz. I believe we've already seen Golson, who's in a spec livery. Kevin Cameron is driving one of the Atari Jaguar cars. Gavino Grifoni, Antonio Pastrana are on default liveries. Gumi93, always nice to see Gumi in a race. Gumi's driving default today. And Buzz has made his own livery. Of course, Buzz made the default skins this week, and he's gone for a highly cursed McDonald's livery. Let's see. He hasn't given himself a Ronald McDonald costume, though, so minus marks to Buzz. I would have loved to have seen. He's given himself a red race suit, but I would have loved to have seen a custom Ronald McDonald race skin, but very cursed, very cool. Livery there. Reed Burnett driving the spec skins. Always pleasure to have Reed with us. Hi, Reed. Everystone is also driving. I remember this face as well. I've seen these guys put these faces on the cars before. That's why I thought it was Castrol's one. So I know Everystone, Castrol, and Rushtastic are all friends. So cool to see those guys participating. Washing Machine in a spec skin, Moti 11, and Zed all in the spec skins as well. Ooh, the green one looks nice. Rush
Yeah,
by number
definitely.
4, still leading up front with Rushtastic coming a couple tenths behind him. Not much movement up the front, but still 6 minutes. There's still plenty of time to get a good couple laps in.
Yeah, and like this is the kind of qualifying that is very, very down to what you can deliver. But as now there is a lot of driver around the track, and like none all of them just showing into the tower because some of them just didn't validate any laps. It's very easy to get like blocked by some traffic or some guys that just don't know how to drive. So even if you are like the faster here, you can not be able to complete your lap properly, but not gonna lie, it's pretty easy to get at least a good lap during like
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Well, qualifying is a separate skill as well. You might be really shit hot fast, but being able to mentally prepare yourself to get that qualifying lap in is always different. I have some bullying from chat to give a shout out to Pika Roshi, who is subscribed at Tier 1 to Charge on Twitch TV. Thank you very much, Pika. That's awesome. If you don't already have donation roll, make sure you get that one. You can of course subscribe to Charge on Twitch.tv. You can gift subs. You can gift subs as well, like Elmo's been doing. Also, give us a follow if you haven't already for hot, spicy sim racing content every week. We have 2 current championships that are active: our MX5 League for the rookies, our Renault RSO1 League for our top split pro drivers, and weekly races broadcast every week with rookie and pro splits. 2 races in each split, 4 races in the weekly. So that's what, 6 races a week on Charge. Damn, bruh. You gotta give that boy a sub. Damn, son. We got some love for the Atari Jaguar livery. Let's go find Bundawar and have a look at that. Oh, as I say that, Bundawar's doing a 360, so let's go and he's gone back to the pits. Here's the Atari Jaguar livery, we're complete with spinning rims. This was cool. I know Bundawar sent me a load of cool old logos from old like defunct PC companies to make this cool Atari Jaguar skin. And yeah, I really dig it. I'm proud of getting the work done.
I think I know only one of them. Like I know Lexim, but the other one I never
Lexmark.
heard.
Lexmark make printers. Cyrix
Oh,
make
no, it's not the one I
CPUs.
thought it was. I
Yeah.
thought like there is I think it's like they made like USB keys back in the day, it was Lex in the name,
Ah,
and the logo was very, very near this one. So maybe it's the
maybe
same
it was
brand
our company.
with a different name in France.
I know Coleco made old home computers. Ocean, I'm not sure. 3DO made a couple of cool old games, including old
Yeah, I
Command
think
and
I know this one.
Conquer. We have 989 Sports, not familiar with. Microprose made some of my favorite games ever, Transport Tycoon and Roller Coaster Tycoon, which I still play to this
Oh
day.
yeah, this is okay.
I still play Transport
Isn't
Tycoon today.
isn't it like now Paradox Entertainment or something? Or am
Probably.
I?
I wouldn't
I'm
know.
not sure about it. And like it missing the cursed one of the cursed game developer in here, like for the people that just grow before the 2000s. I don't know if you know Afongram. Like this is basically one of the worst
Are they not active
developers.
anymore?
I think they just like get bought by Ubisoft and now it's another.
Ah,
Let me check. Afongram.
yeah.
Blah,
Iris
blah, blah,
is
blah, blah.
Iris has also joined the sub 1 second collab away from Rush by Number 4. Rush by Number 4 still really setting the pace. It's quick up the top, but I haven't seen anyone else quite challenge him yet. Iris is getting within 1 second. Of course, Iris drove really, really well on Friday. I was very impressed with his performance, so I wonder if he can find a little bit of extra time. He's got time for one more lap. Castrollar is also up there in 5th place. That's a really, really nice improvement. Castrollar's been definitely putting the work in this week, and that's a really nice position for him. Oh, we have Yoshi in chat, Adrian. He's saying hi. Hi, Yoshi. How's it going? Yoshi, of course, with Adrian, were the winner of the impromptu Rocket League tournament we had on, was it Thursday? I can't remember. We had a mini Rocket League tournament, and Team Ascot Hornet with Yoshi and Adrian absolutely destroyed everyone. It was brilliant. Speaking of Adrian, I think we've lost him. I can't hear him. You there, Adrian? I'm sure if he's gone, he'll be back in a moment. Hey, we're up to... oh my god, we are up to 45 viewers on Twitch now, and Elmo has gifted a whole bunch of subs. 3 tier 1 subs from Elmo. Thank you so much, Elmo. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much for supporting Charged and Charged on Twitch. That's really, really awesome of you. That's massive respect and massive love to you. That is so kind of you.
A big thank you for all the community, and I hope like the chat is at least saying that, because that's what you need to know when you get a present like that.
Of course, yeah. Please, everyone, show your gratitude to Elmo. Thank you so much for supporting Charged Elmo. We really, really appreciate that. Looking forward to seeing you racing in the Pro Split later on today. Have you got a custom livery this week? I'm a big fan of the cel-shaded RSO1 you made. That's very pog. Pikaroshi says, let's tickle Elmo. Let's see. I'd love to comment on changing. Quantum has just moved into 4th place now with only 0.6 away from Rush by number 4, which is a nice improvement. Quantum's very, very good in qualifying. I've noticed he's got exceptional 1-lap pace. I think he dips off a little bit in the races. Maybe he can't quite focus for the 20 minutes, you know, banging in those quali laps every single time. But going to be another opportunity for a great fight between Quantum and Iris again for the 3rd week in a row, so I'm all for it. But currently, Rush by number 4 is just untouchable. Let's go on board with him. Oh, he's in the pits. He's not even doing another lap.
Maybe you're just fine with it. Like, this is like pretty tied up in front again. Usually the rookie split is like more spread out than the pro split, but this time it's quite good. Like, we have some people like the top 5 in the same seconds, and like basically all the guys behind are not very far away, and I think like their race pace should be a bit similar, so we should get some like close wheel to
Yeah, there is a lot of time to gain with low fuel and soft tyres in this car. There definitely is a spread, but we also have 21 times set today. I think there are even more cars on track, so we'll be close to a full grid race today for the rookie split. So there definitely will be some spread. But of course, rookies and pros is not just about pace. It's about, you know, whether I can trust this guy going wheel to wheel with him for half an hour and not take each other out. So you know, there's a lot more to it than just raw pace alone. We're on board with Rajtastic right now. Sorry, I'm not very well. On what will be his final lap of qualifying today. Can he find just that 1.5 tenths to take pole from Rush by number 4? Rush by's in the pit, so if Raj takes it, there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, but Rajtastic only have like one shot now, and if you make a mistake, it's too late. Like he's already on overtime, and as we can see, he really tried to push as hard as he could, but would it be enough at the end of the day? Oh, some getting a bit loose here. This is
He's
like the finals
still
versus.
he's still pushing it, so I can't see his delta unfortunately, but he's still pushing it. So who knows? He might be on for a lap here, but he looks very conservative driving this car today. I would expect a little bit more ragging around with this Alfa, but maybe he's found some time with it by being real smooth. Elmo is eating pizza with his girlfriend at the moment. Shout out to Elmo and Elmo's Pizza and Elmo's girlfriend. And Raja bought his lap and is going into the pits. Let's find Meridibera on the track, who is the only other person who could probably snatch pole position. What can Meri do? Is it going to put him on the front row? It's an improvement, but not quite by enough. That'll at least secure third place for Meridibera, but it's not enough to put him onto pole position. So your pole sits at Will P, Rush by number 4, Raj Tastic in second, Meridibera third, Quantum in fourth, Iris with fifth, Castrol R not going to improve, J Fock, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but J Fock is we'll watch and see if he's going to improve. I think he's one of the last people on track now, so we'll see what can he do. No, and he's not going to improve either.
He must be. It's mean like he already completed laps, so he can go to another one. But no, it will be like the most interesting part of that weekend, the race, of course.
Cholera, I would say the race will probably be just on the limit of 10 laps. It's a 20-minute timed race. You're looking at about 2-minute 1 on quali pace. With fuel in the car and medium tyres, you'll be a little bit slower, and the first lap will be a little bit slower. So we'll probably get 10 laps out of this. But there will be 2 races. There is, of course, the reverse grid race. So if you qualify on pole and you steam ahead and nobody can touch you for the whole 20 minutes, that's great, but you've only got half the work done. You've still got to survive the reverse grid race. And that's really when you kind of see, especially with the rookie class, who's got their head screwed on, who understands racecraft, because it's all about being, it's not all just about being fast. You can be fast, but if you're starting at the back of a reverse grid race and you have slower cars in front of you and you're smashing into them or getting punted off or spinning, then it shows you need to do a little bit more work on your race class. So it's a nice kind of 2-stage verification here if you want to win. You've got to win the first race, then you've got to be patient, calm, take your opportunities when they come to you, and do well in the reverse grid race, and that'll guarantee you a win. I know back at the mini event in Puebla a couple of weeks ago, Raj Tastic secured the victory. I think he got second place in the feature race and then won the reverse grid race. So that's the kind of skill we're really, really looking for. That's how you win these events, by keeping your head screwed on, making your way through the grid, not getting impatient and going for silly dives really early on. Anyway, we've got 4 minutes to go.
To win here, and like in charge in general, in sim racing in general, everywhere in general, you don't have especially to race fast, but race smart. That's like sometimes it's a bit difficult to understand to the people that is like new to sim racing. They think like the pace is everything and stuff, but actually driving smart and racecraft and race strategy and just racing smartly is a very, very important, and more important than a lot of people just thought.
Absolutely, yeah. It's so easy, especially in a car like this. It's kind of a bit powerful. It's very easy just to get carried away and outbrake yourself and wipe a couple cars out. Also, it's worth mentioning today, the pro split's a little bit quiet today. I'm guessing all the pros are, are snowed in or something. So just for today, we will be running the top 5 finishers of the rookie split. Will be able to come and join the pro split today to make up the grid there. We'll try some of those guys out in a pro setting. Well, yeah, Alex, let's hope it's a clean race too. We've got a couple minutes, so I'll just play a little intro previewy thingy. I'll be back in one moment. And we are back with 2 minutes to go. I just played our little weekly intro video there. So what are your predictions for this race, Adrian? I think Rush by number 4 is looking really, really good pace-wise. I think he seems to be kind of consistent as well. He improved his laps a couple times in the qualifying session. I think he's going to have a little bit of edge over the other guys, but I haven't seen him race very much yet, so I don't know how he's going to be in the reverse grid. You definitely can't count guys like Quantum and Iwasan who've been kind of making their names a little bit in the last couple of weeks. What do you think?
Actually, like as we saw during the qualifying session, even though the qualifying session is not very reflective of what the racing craft of everyone is, we have like a very tight pack in like the top 5, and the other one are a bit slower. So I think that we're gonna have like 2 different races in the same in at the same time. I think we have like fast guy in the front battling out each other because they're pretty like condensed in terms of lap time, and maybe behind some different driver fighting again, because like some groups of driver have similar paces, but like they're pretty spread out on the timesheet. So
I'm
maybe
just investigating something here. I think Raj Tastic disconnected from the server, and I think he's just rejoined, but I can't see him. That's Everystone in the pits, who obviously did not set a qualifying lap, and Raj Tastic is back on the grid. I was a little bit worried there. I saw him disconnect, and I'm like, oh no, he's on the front row. That would have been such a shame if he lost his second place from a fantastic qualifying, but Raj Tastic is back and ready to take the start, so luckily no worries there. Everystone is starting from the pits, as hopefully he makes a start to the race. Maybe he didn't get a qualifying lap in, couldn't set a valid time, or had some technical problems. But yeah. Oh, here we go.
at least you can still start from the pits. Like it's
Oh, of
definitely
course.
something you can do. Like and honestly, you can start from the pits and finish pretty high up. Like especially if you're fast and
And 6 lights are out, and someone's making a very weird start at the back, but Rush by number 4 is away, as is the other Cyrex car, who's gotten a really great start up to second place. Rush Tastic's had a little bit of a poor start and dropped back. It's going to be super close between Quantum and Meridabera going into turn 1, but Meridabera holds P2, and I believe that is Quantum has made his way up to 3rd place as well. Oh, Rush Tastic's had a really poor start, unfortunately. Let's go on board. Let's go with the cameras and see what's happening here. It's Castrol R's getting jockeyed for position a little bit wide as well. All cars everywhere at the moment. Lots and lots and lots of movement going on. Meridabera, oh no! Just as he got up to second, Meridabera has lost control and has gone around. That's a real shame. Rush by number 4 is still in the lead. Quantum is up to second. A very, very good start to the race. As Castrol R as well has made his way all the way up to 3rd.
oh, someone was sideways again, like
And
backwards.
yeah, we saw Antonio Pastrana and a washing machine both having trouble early on. Hopefully those guys get back on pits. Looks like Gumi's had some problems as well. Hopefully Gumi can get back going again. Ketadon is in the pits. Maybe he didn't start. Quantum is off. Oh no! That's a real shame. There's cars everywhere. There's absolute cars everywhere. And Quantum, oh no, that's a dodgy rejoin. And Quantum causes contact. And there's more cars just all over the place. It's poor Meridabera.
It was like a pretty start of the race, but
washing machine just completely plowing into Motif there. That was very, very awkward. That was not a good piece of driving from Washing Machine there, just driving into a parked car. All of this, and then up the front has changed even more, as JFOC is now into second, Golston third, and Iwis is fourth. It's been a mad start. Rush by number 4 has now gotten a 5-second lead, and it's barely even the first lap. So a whole lot of action there. I'm sure like Rush Tastic must have fallen down. We had Quantum fell down. We had a whole bunch of drivers. A whole bunch of stuff's happening. Damn. We had Meridabera.
Some of them just like was a bit too ambitious about some move. Again, someone is up.
There's more cars off here. That's Kevin Cameron and Buzz. Wow, what a messy first lap. And there's someone else is spinning. I think that's Kevin Cameron is still struggling. He's just doing donuts at the moment. Come on, Kevin, get back on the track. Gavino Grafoni and Everystone are now side by side. As Everystone has made a really great charge up the field just from starting from the pits. Maybe he did that on purpose to avoid all of the action. As Gavino Grafoni goes up the inside of Everystone.
Yeah, well, quite a clean move. At least we're gonna have one here. And
up the front, Bundewa and Kuchenworm are battling for place right now. Let's go on board with Bundewa. Wrong one. Yeah, hopefully the race will settle down a little bit. That was quite an action-packed first lap. I'm guessing maybe it was just a lot of cars. We've got 23 cars on the track, and people were just being a little bit impatient, I imagine. So we'll see how it goes.
And maybe some of them just like making mistake under stress, because it's stressful to get like your first race in weeklies with a community you don't know, and a lot of drivers and those kind of cars that makes a lot of noise. But yeah, and it was a bit messy, but I think it's gonna just like be a bit more stable during the race, and maybe we can have some of the good drivers that get punted or just make mistake from the first lap. We can see them like just going like up on the orders and making some good move, I hope.
And I'm back. I was saying Castellar dropping down places there. Oh, Red Serpent 94 has subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much as well for the subscription. Damn, it's all coming hot and fast today. Thank you so much, guys. Oh no, as Castellar punts every stone off. That's a real shame. Oh, I feel so bad.
Be careful when following someone. He can break at any times. You just have to just be on your brakes.
And Sounds of Bass has also subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much. Oh, it's so awesome seeing the love for Charge today out in the chat. Thank you everyone who's subscribing. If you are subscribing, make sure you let someone know, like either me or Fyodor or Zaif know, and we will give you the donator role in Charge, which opens you up to a couple little perks. You get to go in the donator chat room. We have test sessions for future events, which are open to donators as well, and you get Twitch emotes and all that other jazz. So make sure you let us know. You will get your donator role. As Bundawar and Rushtastic are up the front fighting now. Let's see what can Bundawar do. He's making his way up the field. Man, qualified okay. Wasn't up there with the front of the guys, but definitely Bundawar's kind of keeping his cool while a lot of other guys are losing their heads.
Yeah, and it's something very important in those kind of races where a lot of things happen and there is a lot of crashes. You have first to stay alive and not get punted, and yes, if you can like just take the opportunities as they come and capitalize on them, it's like quite easier to get in the front easily. Yeah, that's just quite logical.
Always, Iris is on the grass. Iris is on the grass, losing third place, and Golson has to hang on as well. He got a little bit deep in that corner. That's a shame for Iris. He made his way past Golson and was running quite nicely in third, but an unforced error there. That now puts Kukenwam really in the driving seat to get into that top three. Let's see what he can do. He's getting the slipstream on Golson here going into turn one. Is he brave enough? J-Fock is trundling along in second place, nice and steady, while all these guys behind him are killing each other. As Kukenworm goes for a very, very late braking move, and that was never going to work. Phoo-wee. There's outbraking someone, and then there's outbraking yourself. And Kukenworm drops down to 6th because of that. It seems like nobody wants third place today. As Kukenworm is now really on the back of Bundawar, giving him a little love tap there. Let's hope that the one doesn't come to blows. Nazim and Castrol are also battling side by side here. Ooh. As Castrol gets the place.
Of cars here.
Absolutely, the Nazim Express is right on time right now. Would it be the Castrol Express, in fact? All these guys are trapped behind him.
And everyone on the chat, just get into the hype train for a limited time. You can like get some packs and stuff, and you can help us to reach level 2 on stream. So yeah, just get into the hype train now.
Yeah. Any more donors and I'll take my shirt off. Let's go with that kind of Twitch stream now. Cookinworm is still trying to get past Bundawar. He's on the back of him, but can't get a move done quite yet. As we have Ketadon has DNF'd, and Finley McDonald is currently running in last place. Maybe he had a late start. He seems to be quite a little way back. Who else do we have here? Meridibera is on his way charging up through the field, but having to catch a big slide there. As look, all these quick drivers like Meridibera and Quantum who are now down in the back of the field, and they're side by side holding each other up here. These guys should be working together, not battling with each other to get back up the field.
Yeah, some question on the chat. What tire are they running? They're probably running medium because
mediums.
I think so.
Wow! I have to interrupt you. Gresosaur has gifted 5 tier 1 subs to the Twitch. Thank you so much, Gresosaur. That's awesome. Everyone's picking up, and so is Stefan. Oh my word! 5 tier 1 subs to Charge Sim Racing, and there's a crash going on the track here. I believe that's Quantum is off. Let's go and have a look at Quantum. Oh no, I don't know what happened there, but
right now. Oh
yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough race one for Quantum today, unfortunately. But thank you so much for all the donos. That's 10 subscriptions in the space of a second. We must have had about 15 subscriptions today. Thank you so much, everyone. That's so kind of you all. That I'm glad we're here keeping you guys company. Anyway, up the front, this massive train is still going with Bundawa, Cookerworm, and Rajtastic is now joining the fold as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where to put my eyes. Whether I have to put it on the chat or whether I have to put it on the game. You make my job very difficult right now. This is difficult.
Oh,
there is of course a lot of subs due to the due to the sub gifts. So hello everyone, and thanks for joining us in our wonderful adventure.
Bundawa getting sideways there, and he just let Cookenworm through finally. Now Rajtastic is on the back of Bundawa. Kamikaze Milkman has also subscribed at tier 1. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Make sure if you are subbing on Twitch, make sure you let us know. We will give you the donator role on Charge. As I said, donators get a couple really cool perks on the Charge Discord. Coolest of all, being involved in future test events, and we were doing some testing today with donators, and we have more testing coming very, very soon for some very cool future events. So we're currently at Elmo has subscribed at tier 1 again. Thank you again, Elmo. You are the absolute sub goat. We're at 71% of the sub hype train, so keep going if you want. Thank you very much, Stefan, for your repeated support of Charged. We really, really appreciate it. You know, even if it's not just about things like Twitch subscriptions or donations, if you can donate your time, your effort, even just appearing in the races and being on the Discord every week, that's how you can support us. So thank you. Anyway, back to the race. Rush by number 4 has been absolutely unchallenged since the first lap. He's now got a monster lead. That's cool. What's going to impress me is if he can win the reverse grid race too. So Rush by number 4. Keep focused, keep in gear, keep driving, get ready for the next race. J-Fock is also doing really, really well in second place. There's been a whole lot of battling for third, but J-Fock has just stayed out the drama, kept turning those laps, and is sitting really, really pretty in third. Rajtastic has finally passed Bundawa after a really long battle. I feel bad for Rajtastic. He had a really good qualifying session. He had some real pace, but just had a bad start and just kind of got caught behind all the drama.
Yeah, but again, it's not about. There was like 9 minutes of racing still, and a lot of things can happen during the next 9 minutes. Now we have like now a battle up front between Kushram and Zai that can at all the moment go wrong or very, very good. So we must keep an eye on that for the moment as they go through the S's, and they really try everything they can to take that the 5th place, that P5.
And Quantum is trying again in vain to make his way up the field. Quantum currently not in any points positions right now. I think he's maybe prioritised trying to charge through the field a bit too quickly after his bad start, and has just kind of found himself in more trouble. He's gotten past Washing Machine, but out the points right now and a long way off, so I'm not sure if he'll be making a points finish today. Rajtastic is now making a move on Cookenworm, and with Bundawa, these guys are just completely rock solid. Sorry, with Zed, Cookenworm, and Rajtastic, these three are just absolutely in a train right now. Nose to tail racing here. Let's see what they can do.
There is a lot of very close racing here, and they go.
Oh, and something's off there. Zed is really, really over defending there, but luckily everything's okay. As Rajtastic has now lost a car, and it's a 3-way crash. All 3 of them are off.
Oh, he got deja vu through that turn. He nearly hold it, and it would be a very, very sick drift.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Kukenworm
It's
wins
not
out
to
there,
see
and
it.
Bundoa wins out as well, taking 7th place back from Zeb, but I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think that was just too many cars going for one piece of road, and I definitely saw some dodgy defending there, so there was some very aggressive defending going on there, so maybe that'll be one for the stewards. Meredibera is just passing Nazim. I couldn't move my mouse quick enough to catch that, but again, really, really close racing for these guys to go on board with Nazim and see what he can see. Although Meredibera has already launched away. Meredibera was very fast in qualifying, but one of those front-sitting drivers who just got caught up on lap 1 has been stuck down there ever since. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, I see on the chat some friend of mine from the LCR family, another Discord server. So, salut à tous les gars, ça fait plaisir de vous voir. Hello everyone, it's really good to see you there. I hope you have a good time here. Amazing.
Up in fourth place, the battle between Iris and Golson is hotting back up again. These two have been really, really pushing each other for most of the race. And again, these two were pretty close in MX5 as well. As Golson gets a bad exit, can Iris go for it? It seems like third place has been a bit cursed today. No one's wanted it. Iris really locks up and has to avoid taking out Golson there. But that was some smart reactive driving from Iris there. Let's see. He's got time. He's got 6 minutes left. Can he get that third place? Because I think he's a little bit quicker. He's maybe just been a bit unlucky today. Iris again locking those brakes. Gotta slow down. 14 subs today, so thank you very much, everyone. That is so damn cool of you.
Yeah, it's definitely the new record for our stream here. So we're very, very pleased to be part of it. And for the moment, like the rest look it pretty interesting. There is a lot of thing going on, and I can't wait for the pro split because
oh no! And unfortunately, it's happened again. Iris has just put his car around, and that's a real shame. Luckily, he keeps it perpendicular. Well, keeps it away from being perpendicular. He rejoins the track safely, but Raj Tastic is now going to nab 4th place from him. So Raj Tastic is getting back where he belongs, but again, I think Iris has just pushed too hard. He's definitely got some pace, and I've definitely noticed him in several races over the last couple of weeks, but noticing him for the wrong reasons as much as the right ones, unfortunately. Just overcooking it there. You know, he's definitely got some pace, but he's got to work on just chilling it down, taking his time. He had 6 minutes to get past Golson. He was definitely quicker. Just maybe go for some more conservative setups. Be a little bit more patient with your moves. As Meredibera is again climbing, as I say that, off again with Boz. Looks like those two maybe had some contact. That's the battle of the two best liveries of the week there, if you ask me. But Meredibera climbing through the field, makes 1 place on Boz, loses 1 place to Nazim.
Oh god, the stewarding session will be very, very, very long. There will be a lot of things to see here.
I don't believe it. Kukenworm is back behind Punto. Again, these guys are still fighting. What can Kukenworm do? Yeah, very busy stewarding session. I think anytime we get Kunos content, the races are always packed, so it just means incidents aplenty. As Quantum has also got past Gumi and is now into the points. That was a big gap, I believe. Quantum was 8 seconds behind Gumi at one point, so he's really put the pace on there. Buzz has also passed Washing Machine in the cursed Ronald McDonald car. With 3 minutes to go, we've got probably 2 more laps after this one till the end of the race. So Kukenworm's got time to get past Bundawar if he wants to get it done. It's just up to him.
You need to just like wait good opportunities, maybe a mistake from the guy in front, or maybe, I don't know, just like trying to push him a bit to make it like going wide and taking the inside, or just like waiting for good opportunities to come. You have to race smart, and you have to be patient with it, because if you try something too audacious, it would always ended up like crashing, and they will both lose a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's the last corner and the last lap, that's when you go for the do or die move. When you've got 6 minutes left of the race or whatever, just take your time. If you're only looking to get, you know, if you're, for example, if you're in third, you're not going to catch second or first place. Just take your time and get that one move right. Kukenworm is still on the back of Bundua. Bundua has been really, really stable today. Managed to avoid trouble, managed to avoid mistakes and crashes. As Iris again is dropping back in front. Oh, Kukenworm! Kukenworm and Bundua. I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like Bundua was offline and maybe came back on the line a little bit. I think everyone's tyres are getting cooked by this point. I think if people have taken softs, they're going to be in trouble. Kukenworm is all over Bundua, but can he get past? Timon's off to study. Bye-bye, Timon. We'll see you next time.
I think like going for soft was a very audacious move and not maybe the right one because everyone is battering hard. There is spin. You can like just going pretty much sideways with this car and just killing your tires. So maybe medium was the best option, even if it's a bit slower. You will be like have a more consistent grip during the race. So it's not always a good idea to go for the softest compound as possible.
And Kukulum's got a good exit here. Can he get alongside Bundawar for the next apex? I don't think he quite has enough time. And again, Bundawar just defending nicely, but he's gone a bit too deep on the exit. Just covering off the inside there. Again, Kukulum has the exit. Can he get past? But he's now been forced to the outside.
Would he try to run the onside? It would be difficult to do here because, yeah, it would be a bit slower. Maybe he can try the whole swisheroo.
No, Bundawar's got the inside line, managing to cover him off there. I think it's going to be one more lap after this one for Kukulum, so he's running out of options here. We might see a desperate move coming up before the end of the race. It is only over 6th place. I'd rather finish 7th than kill 6th personally. But, oh, Kukulum getting a real drifty one there. But that set him up nicely on the exit, actually. You can tell these guys are really fighting the tyres here as we move on to what will almost certainly be the final lap. As Rush by number 4 in the lead is about halfway through the track, so we'll have to see. We might get one more lap out of this. I'm sure these guys with their dead tyres are going to be screaming, no more, no more.
Yeah, and he only have like a couple of opportunities. One of them is here in the
and it's all ended in tears as Kukulum has punted Bundawar, but I think Bundawar has held the place, so luckily no major harm done there, but Kukulum, that was very, very late on the brakes there. You see him locking up.
Yeah, as a gentleman racer, he didn't take the position. He just let him getting back on the
I don't think he
want to get this move clean. And
I don't think he could have taken the place even if he wanted to. There, I think he
could. Like he pretty much like I brake a bit to avoid him to get in without any touch. But now we have our own opportunities on the S's. Can he do it? It would be very, very close. I will probably touch and going too wide. Now it's past.
They do, and he's passed. I think Bundawar over-defended there a little bit, and he kind of didn't leave Kukulum enough space, and they ended up having a little bit of a bump there, and Bundawar ended up losing the place. But he's now got Zed and Castrol on him, because these guys have been fighting so hard for laps now. There's now a huge train behind Bundawar, so maybe over-defending there just cost him that place, and it might cost him a couple more before the end of the race. Leader is on the final lap. Let's see where Rush by number 4 is. I think he might be coming around the final turn here. He is. And if you give me one moment, and Rush by 4 takes the victory in the first race of the rookie split today. An absolute commanding drive. Nobody could even sniff him today. I think luckily for Rush by number 4, all of his competition took each other out at the start of the race. J Fock is currently trying to hold off Golson for 2nd place, and I think Golson might be onto something here. Let's see, can he get the drop? It's going to be a photo finish. Can we see coming over the hill?
It's pretty much a drag finish on the line, but at the end of the day, it would be Jeff Fox.
J Fox gets 2nd place. Golson tried his best, but 3rd. Rajtastic gets 4th place after a really, really rough start. So that's great for him. Iris takes 5th. Kukulum is going to hold off Bundawar to 7th, and Bundawar is just going to keep Castrollar and Zed behind him. That was a really, really close finish from these guys. Meritibera, after a really rough start, managed to bring it back in 10th place. That was a pretty good comeback from him. Nazim 11th, Boz 12th, Antonio Pastrana in 13th, and Quantum managing 14th after numerous crashes today. So Quantum definitely has the pace when he wants to be, but he's just got to stay out of trouble. Definitely one to watch though for the reverse grid race. Quantum has some real pace, but if he can just keep out of trouble, there's no reason why he can't win that reverse grid race. It's going to be interesting actually having guys like Meritibera and Quantum near the front of the reverse grid. I'm sure they'll find their way through pretty quickly.
Yeah. Definitely, like the whoa, we got very close here.
And I think Washing Machine took that place there from Buzz right at the end.
That was very, very close anyway.
No points available, but for honor at the very least.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of thing you can try at the end, and nothing to lose. But yeah. I think the reverse race will be very interesting. We have some very fast guy in the back, and now we have some maybe a bit more dangerous driver in the front. So maybe I think T1 or T2 will be very, very interesting for the next race.
Great livery here from Buzz, the Muck race car. With a very cursed looking Ronald McDonald. This is a very cursed livery from Buzz there. Top marks to him. So I'm just going to go grab myself another drink, get ready for the reverse good race. So I'll leave you guys with some previews.
As we are now still waiting for the moment for the second race to start, the reverse grid race. Of course, you can't see the game for the moment. We just need James to be back. But yeah, for the moment, nothing very graphical happening on the screen in the track, of course, because just waiting everyone like to connect again for the reverse grid race. And I don't know if the race will be cleaner or maybe this is a difficult topic to know because some of the very fast guys are in the back and some very like maybe less talented driver are in the front. So we could have a very, very interesting first lap now.
We are back. What's going on here? Are we still waiting for the reverse good race to line up? I think it's still... Someone hasn't quite timed out yet, so we'll get back onto that very, very soon. Let's head back.
Yeah, you need to change the scene for the moment. We can't see the game.
I've done it.
Sorry.
It's like my first rodeo. Anyway, as we have the grid lined up, so let's go through the reverse grid race. So we have Moti 11, who the only time I think I saw him in that last race was him getting absolutely punted by Washing Machine. Gavino Grafoni in second place. He was running a good race, but he had a couple problems, and then it went downhill from there. So maybe if he can drive steadily, he can keep it up. Buzz in the cursed Ronald McDonald car. It's going to be a good opportunity for him to get up the front as well. And Washing Machine, he had a bit of a punterino in the last race, so we'll see. As Quantum Power has subscribed with Prime, thank you so much, Quantum. Hope you have better luck this race than last time. Kevin Cameron also in the grid. We have Gumi93 near the front, as is Everystone. And here we go in 7th place, Quantum. He's going to be my pick for this reverse grid race here, not just because he's subscribed on Twitch, with Twitch Prime, or Charged.Sim Racing TV. Quantum's got some real pace, but I think he just either got unlucky or made a couple mistakes in the feature race, so he's going to be a tough one to pass. He did, yeah. I caught that. Behind him we have Antonio Pastrana, Boz, Nazim. Nazim has been driving really well as well. I don't know if he has that much pace this week, but I think definitely he's going to be a clean, consistent driver. Merida is one to watch out for as well. Again, with some real pace this week, but again, just unlucky. So, Quantum, Merida, I think Nazim are going to be the ones to watch out for in this reverse grid race, at the start at least, until we get all the way to the guys like Iwis, Rajtastic, Golson, Rush by... and J-Fock, who have got some real pace and real consistency this week.
Yeah, I think this race will be very interesting, but what is sure, though, there will be some drama here and there, because
oh, of course.
I would be surprised if it's 100% clean racing, but
it won't
it's
be.
part of the game of Rookie Racing, and if you want some very clean racing, just stick around a bit, and you will have the pro split with some very, very talented drivers and some very,
you know what? Don't
promise
promise something we can't deliver, because the pro split will definitely have a few punts in it as well. But when you get, Kunos default content, 25 cars on the track at one time, there are always going to be some crashes.
Yeah.
It's just an unavoidable. So 90 seconds until race time. So I'm sure everyone's just had time to have a pee and get themselves a refreshment to battle fourth in the reverse grid race. Yeah, the pole sitter seems to have vanished, so I believe that was, not sure who that was. It might just be the grid spacing. It was, yeah, motif number 1 has been on pole since the start. I'm not quite sure who else was there, but they're gone now. With 1 minute to go, we'll see.
Oh, that's maybe because like someone just retired for the last race, so it was like basically like last place, and now he's not like in the server now, so maybe just why like the first grid is missing.
Yeah, I think it's Finley McDonald who is at the back, who I believe DNF'd from the last race, so he maybe should be on pole position, but either way.
Oh,
Yeah, here we go. It's Finley. Finley has been put to the back of the grid. If you quit before certain parts of the race, you have to wait till the session times out. Otherwise, the same thing happened to Picaroshu at the mini event a couple of weeks ago. It's really, really lame. So make sure you always just wait for the session to time out. Well, best luck in the race, Finley. You only got 15 seconds to go.
at least you will not get punted on first lap. You just have to like to stay very very careful.
You know what? Even starting last, you still sometimes get punted. Anyway, it's 6 lights, and we are off for the reverse grid race, and everyone looks to have gotten away cleanly. We have I can't remember who any of these people are, but the red car there is making a good start. Some people going very wide. Someone's in the pit wall already. That's one of the green cars who's made his way all the way to the back. And everything's looking okay so far. Car's a little bit wide, but no major contact. I can see Boz getting a little bit sideways there, but amazingly we are through turn 1 safely. Let's go have a look with motif number 1, who's in the lead. It was Gavino Grafoni getting that good start.
Much more dangerous here.
Oh no, and Antonio Pastrana is off. Oh, something happened. Oh no, everyone's off. We have Raj Tastikov. We have Rush by number 4. The winner of the last round is off, so something must have happened there. Boz is off too, as is Golson and Iwis. All of the people who won and finished highly in the last race, Bundoa too, have all just been killed. I don't know how that happened. I saw Antonio Pastrana go off, and then just everyone followed up the front. Buzz has got past Gavino Grafoni. Gavino Grafoni seems to be just falling down the grid here, and now Buzz is on the hunt for the win.
Someone just get pit maneuvered. Just at the moment you change camera, it just happened.
It must have been washing machine. I don't know what's wrong with Gavino Grafoni here. He seems to be very, very slow. He's just going backwards.
Maybe it's
everything's happening. Yeah, Nazim is getting passed by Zed, and Buzz is into the lead. Sorry we missed that overtake. Buzz has taken the lead in the cursed Ronald McDonald car. Let's see what he can do. All of the fast guys are in trouble right now, but as I say that, Quantum is up into 4th place. Quantum's one of the only, and Merida Berra is battling with Gavino Grafoni into 6th. They're really the only quick guys this week who seem to have avoided trouble so far in the reverse grid race. Everyone else quick just got wiped out.
Yeah, as Buzz is not on the on the lead now, and it's pretty tied up front. But
and Gumi's off. That's such a shame for Gumi. I saw him dropping places, and that might be it for Gumi, I think. Yeah, and Gumi's hit the Alt F4 of Doom, so that's a real shame for Gumi. Sorry to see you DNF, bro. Oh, what's happening here? The timing screen is lighting up as Kukenworm is battling J-Fock. J-Fock might be one to watch for the overall win today, I have to say, because I'm looking at the drivers like Merida Berra and Quantum, who are doing well in this race, but didn't do too well in the last race. J-Fock is up to 9th place. Rush by number 4, who won the last race, is only in 17th. If J-Fock can get himself up into the top 5, maybe, as I say that, he's getting sideways. If J-Fock can nab a... If J-Fock can nab a top 5, he could take the overall win today as Kevin Cameron is off. Oh no, and he's blocking the road. That's a real shame, but luckily everyone goes through. As I say that, J-Fock's going for an incredibly opportunistic move. 3 wide right now. What can he do? J-Fock wants to win this damn event today. He's got the inside line, but he breaks a little bit early to avoid battling with Kukenworm there.
Yeah, it's that just like smart, because he just understood very quickly it was too dangerous to go like 2 or 3 wide here.
Yeah, well, J-Fock right now is potentially going for the event win today, so he doesn't have to win this race. If he can get a decent finish, so he's got it out, he's like, Rush by number 4 is in 16th. He's got a massive amount of work to do if he wants to get anywhere near. He's got to pretty much, finish within a position or 2 of J-Fock to win this overall event. So I'm trying to think about who else. We had Iwis, who's behind J-Fock. We had Golson, who is... I'm trying to see, where is Golson? Golson is also behind J-Fock. So J-Fock is really looking to win this event today if he can just keep his head clean, make up 2 or 3 more places. He's definitely quicker than a couple of these guys in front of him. But Buzz is currently still leading the race. as J-Fock is just in a huge pack of cars right now. It's really difficult
that was-
trying to attack and defend at the same time. Well, I
Yeah,
say
there
that
is a
Mera
big
de
trend
Berra
there
is up
here.
to 3rd place already. Mera de Berra might go for the win in this reverse grid race, but he was too hampered by incidents in the first grid race. I say that he's now into 2nd place, passing Everystone, but Mera de Berra was probably too hampered by incidents in the first race to take the overall win today. I'm still looking at J-Fock for that. Quantum is having a really good race too, but I think he only got 14th in the last race. So again, he might be out of contention for the overall win today. Rush by is still only in 14th, so Gavino Graffoni's still dropping back. I don't know what seems to happen. I saw him he seems down on top speed. It feels like everyone's kind of driving past him. As I say that, Gavino Graffoni makes contact with Nazim really unnecessarily, and luckily manages to keep his car on the track, and he's off again, so Gavino needs to... Oh, and as I say that, looks like Antonio Pastrana is also off. Cars just pouring past him.
Like, when you're racing side by side at such a high speed, like a touch is definitely not a good thing to happen. Like, even if a touch...
As Rush by number 4 is off as well, everyone's getting in trouble here, and another mistake there. That's pretty much going to rule Rush by number 4 out of contention today for the overall win. I think he very much might have blown it there. As we see, Quantum right now is battling with Mera de Berra. Quantum wants the overall, or wants this race win at the very least. What can he do? Mera de Berra holding the inside line here. Good defending, making Quantum take the later apex. And then just covering that exit on the outside.
Yeah, for the moment, it's like quite good battling here between Mirabel and Quantum.
Yeah, these
maybe
two...
like the French driver can wait for a mistake or maybe try something.
Yeah, I definitely think Quantum has a pace advantage here, but there's as I say that, J-Fock has dropped behind Zed, so he's still kind of 3 wide with these guys, still being forced round to the outside. J-Fock has to break through the 3 of this pack and try and make a couple more places up. I think Quantum definitely has a pace advantage, but they've made contact! I'm not sure what happened there, but maybe it looked like Quantum went into the back of Mera de Berra. He's made the place up, but if they did make contact, that's going to be really, really bad. That could hurt Quantum's chances. I was saying he definitely has a pace advantage, but maybe a little bit of impatience caught him out there.
Yeah, you
Buzz is still leading the race.
Such a difficult place as the last turn that is very, very long and very, very fast. Maybe just try to wait the first turn, or maybe the second one where you have a big braking zone to try to go outside, inside. Just try something maybe a bit later.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about, especially when you're battling for 2nd place. There's 13 minutes left. Like, I was looking at Buzz's lap times, and they're a good couple seconds off what the pace of the faster guys are doing. There's really no need to bin yourself and your opponent and pick up a penalty when you have all the time in the world. And as I say that, Cook and Worm has also gotten through. Mera de Berra has dropped a couple places now, so he's probably going to be Quantum's biggest opposition. But Quantum's now got to keep focused, try and make the gap back up to Buzz, and he's putting a wheel in the gravel. Come on, Quantum, focus, because he's got to get at least 5 seconds clear of the leader, I would say, if he made contact with Mera de Berra there, because that very well might be a penalty. Nazim and Iwis are really, really close. Let's see what Nazim can do. My cat is saying
and
hello.
Talking about penalties, I just saw no concept say, so for stewarding incoming, probably much more like 8 or something, but yeah, you get the point now. The stewarding will get very, very busy with it.
Stewarding is already my favourite part of the week. I'm trying to get my cat to come and sit on me, but she doesn't want to make her mind up.
Stewarding is good, especially when you were not on the race, so like you are not involved or at any crashes or anything.
As Cook and Worm Zed and Mera de Berra again nose to tail. I'm actually really impressed at... oh, I'm so sorry, Gumi. That's such a shame to see you get punted so many times. So I hope we can have you back in the future and you can join the future race. But I was saying, I am actually really impressed at the kind of level of organic racing, you know, when it stays punt-free between a lot of these guys here. And I think this is a really, really fun combo. It's a fun car, fun track, and put them together, it just kind of works. But yeah, there is a big train of cars now fighting for 3rd place. Quantum is released and going after Buzz. Buzz, that's a 2:04.4. What kind of lap time can Quantum do? It's just under a second faster. He's got to put the pace up a little bit more if he wants to catch Buzz and build enough of a gap to insulate him from any kind of penalty that he might get. Rush by number 4 is having a terrible time down in 18th. He's really out of this. My watch is still on JFOC, but he's only in 7th place. Well, as I say, that's 6th place, getting past every stone, who gets a little bit wobbly. But yeah, JFOC has to really kind of get a move on a little bit and make some places up. He wants to go for that overall win, because could be Quantums, could be Meridiberas. It's very open at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Everything is still a bit open, and a lot of things can still happen in the last 10 minutes of the rookie split race.
Yeah, anything could still happen. There's plenty of action, still more to come, as Golson, another one of the drivers who did really well in the first race, who's just been blighted by incidents in this reverse grid, as Antonio Pastrana having trouble keeping the car on the track there, lets Golson through. And as I say that, Zed has got past Mera de Berra. Zed's been quietly, and so has JFox. Mera is off! Oh no, and so is Every Stone and Iris. There's been a huge crash there. That's going to be one for the stewards to take a look at. But that has put JFox into 5th place. I said at the start of the race, that might be enough for him to win it. So we'll see what we can do about that. That might be enough for him if he can maybe nab one more place. But as I said in the first race, it's all about just keeping quiet, staying out the way of incidents, leaving space, being patient, and that's what got JFox second in the first race, and that might win in this event today.
Yeah,
oh, that's such a shame for Every Stone. Every Stone was driving really well.
Fast, you have to race smart. That's what like a lot of drivers here are lacking. They are pretty fast, but if you can't like keep it clean and like put the thing together, there is no point of being fast, because you will not finish the race whatsoever.
Absolutely. This is definitely less crashes than the 911 Porsche Super Cups Toaster. That was the absolutely the filthiest race I've ever seen, and the quality of the crashes was significantly worse than that race. We had people like cutting the chicanes and smashing people off, rejoining the track, and of course that was before Rookie and Pro split. So we had, you know, guys like Naughty Dragon and Namurai racing with some really, really hairy drivers. So this is definitely significantly cleaner than the Porsche Super Cup race. This washing machine is sticking by Rush By. Again, that just shows Rush By, you can have the 1 lap pace, and if you've got no cars in front of you, you can run away with a race win. But the fact that he's still in 18th shows he's got to work on his racecraft and patience a little bit more, I think, as Antonio Pastrana is dropping down past Rajtastic. And again, Rajtastic, really, really good pace this weekend. He got a good finish in race 1 despite being taken out a couple times, but still he's just stuck in 12th. Like, the points get exponentially bigger the further up the grid you get, you know. It is no point ending 12th when you're trying to risk it for a win, when you could just come 5th and win the event overall, like JFoc is probably doing right now. Cook and Worm and Quantum are still fighting. Go ahead.
I just realized something about like the Porsche 911 Cup we had in Imola. Do you know what's the last weekly event I just commentate?
Oh no! As I believe that was Antonio Pastrana taking out Boz there. He definitely didn't leave enough room, and Antonio Pastrana is one of these newer drivers who we have seen in the stewards room a couple times, and we'll have a look after the race. And if he's still not learning in stewarding sessions, he might have a little bit of a sit down, and we might have to, you know, just go over some of the basics with him, because I've seen him cause quite a few crashes in the last couple of weeks, and it looked like he ran Boz out of room there. That's a shame for Boz. Such a shame to see Boz such a nice livery running down in 18th place after getting killed.
Yeah,
Cook and Worm is still on Quantum. Go ahead, sorry.
No.
Yeah, the last time you commented a weekly race, was that the Porsche Super Cup race?
Yeah, so pretty much every time I'm just commentating, the race is completely work first.
Oh, just to interrupt, sorry, Buzz has a problem. Buzz has dropped down. Buzz had a lead of a good couple seconds, and it is now a 3-way fight for the lead going into turn 1. They are 3 wide now. Cook and Worm's on the inside, Buzz in the middle. What's going to happen? Buzz locks up. Cook and Worm is down the inside, but he has to back out a little bit, and Quantum is just waiting to pounce the whole time.
What could possibly go wrong here during the processes?
Buzz is holding on. He's defending within an inch of his life. Let's go on board with Buzz. Let's try and get one of these cool reverse camera angles. Here we go. This is what we want to see. And Zed is closing in as well. And JFoc as well. Not too far back. So, oh no, and Buzz has gone off. Buzz has left the track, and that's going to put Cook and Worm into the lead, followed by Quantum. Luckily, Buzz rejoined sensibly. And now if JFoc can catch Buzz, I think that will pretty much cement his overall win today. Zed up to 3rd place. Sorry, my cat is on my lap. I'm trying to stop her from wriggling. I'm trying because she wants to jump on me, but she also wants to wriggle. Kevin Cameron dropping down a couple places as well. Looks like he's maybe had an excursion off the track as there are cars side by side everywhere. Rajtastic doing a little bit of weaving there. As Rushby and Bundawar are trading places as well. I couldn't click my mouse fast enough. And it looks like Bundawar maybe had a little bit of an off there. Because where is Rushby? Okay. Maybe Bundawar had a little bit of an off there getting past. As Kevin Cameron is now up the inside of Rajtastic again after these two have been trading places for a while.
Yeah, they go very, like they really try everything they could to get this P10 back, but yeah, racing close here is very difficult, especially in this car. We see during like those couple of laps that it can go wrong very fast.
Absolutely. There's still 5 minutes to go though, so anything can happen. Kukenworm is holding on in the lead. Quantum has managed to hasn't quite managed to take the lead from him yet. Castrol R is now on the back of JFOC, and this could be a potential race-deciding move if Castrol R can get past here. Let's see these guys going into turn 1 as Buzz is going really slowly in front of them as well. I think Buzz might have some kind of problem. Let's see, JFOC holds the inside, but he brakes very late. That rear is coming round. Can he save it? And wow, great car control from JFOC there. That was some initial D shit there. It's not over. Castrol R is trying to hang it around the outside. Looks like he's got a better drive now. And Castrol R has taken 5th place, but JFOC gives him a little bit of a bump. It's still not over. Let's go on board with JFOC. What can he do? He's like, I want that damn place back. I want to win today. Buzz is really struggling in front. It looks like his tyres look like basketballs.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, pretty much going like sideways through the first turn is not a good thing to save them as much as he could. So no, maybe we will have an opportunity by Buzz.
Buzz is on the gravel again. He's offline now. Can Castrol get past? Ooh, and JFOC has to really slow down. Meridabera has disconnected from the server. So that's going to take him out of contention, which will give another place back to Rush by number 4, who's now up to 12th. And if I remember correctly, 12th place gives you, I think, 4 points? Either 3 or 4 points. So that might be enough to snatch victory if he just makes up a couple more places. He's on the back of Iris, but then he's got 4 seconds to Kevin Cameron. So Rush by number 4 is slowly bringing himself back into contention just about. But I still think JFOC, if he can get 4th place, will win today.
Yeah, it will be difficult anyways, but for the moment we have like a very good three car fight here, and it gets very close. And yeah, it's pretty much like the fight for the win today, I think.
Some of these guys definitely. I don't think Buzz is in contention with the win. I doubt Castrol R is as well. I think JFOC is past Buzz, and we seem to have lost Buzz. Buzz really seems to be struggling now. I don't know if he's coming into the pits. Something just looks wrong with his car. I don't know if he can... He looks really down on speed, I'm not sure. Kevin Cameron appears to be off. He might have had a little tangle with Golson there, letting through Rushby. And Rushby, maybe that's a little team order there. Rushby is now up to 11th behind Iwis. If he can get into the top 10, that's going to be 6 points. So 25 plus 6 is going to give him 31 points. I'm trying to think. JFOC got 2nd in the last race, so that's going to be 20 points. And 5th is going to give you how many points? 25, 20, 18, 16, 14. So JFOC is on about 34 points at the moment, so I think he might just nab it. If Rushby can maybe get 2 or 3 more places, he might get that win. Anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. Like, no, there is a point. And again, there is like the strategization that can also change a lot the order of the standings, because with such a long list of incidents, not gonna lie, today there can be some very like a lot of penalties happening, and then changing a bit the order, and so changing the points, and maybe change like the weekend.
Yeah, the overall winner. Order. That's why if you're watching this back later on VOD, make sure you report your damn incidents. Do it for the community, not just for yourself. If you got taken out, if you're not bothered by it, still report it, because it helps us identify which drivers are the ones causing the incidents. And if any people are, being a problem week in, week out, we can have a little talk to them and see what's happening. As Nazim is dropping down, oh, that's a real shame for Nazim. He was having a really good race. That puts Rushby back into 10th place. So again, he's making his way back up. But if you do get taken out, definitely let us know. It takes like 5 seconds to make a report, and then if people are wrecking like 5 people a race, because we can't always see everything. We don't have. You can't watch. Oh, hang on. My game is going funny. No, it's all good. It's just I hit my escape button by accident. But yeah, we can't watch all 25 cars. 40 minutes of racing for each car. So definitely make your reports known. It will help make the community racing cleaner and better.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, it might gain you a couple places, and you might end up winning if some drivers ahead of you get penalties. Who knows? And it just makes the stewards' lives easier. And then sometimes it's hard when if someone's causing a load of crashes and then we don't see them because we just can't. If they don't get reported, there's nothing we can do about it, and we might not even know. Like, I've had people message me and say, "Oh, why has this driver not been given a penalty? He wrecked like this many people in this race." I'm like, well, if they weren't reported, the stewards don't see it. So, if you have any concerns, definitely get your reports and let us know. Quantum is on the back of Kuchenworm now, still going for the lead on what will be the last lap. So let's see what can they do.
Just for finish for surrounding, don't worry. When you are reporting an accident, it's anonymous. Like no one.
Totally anonymous.
Like only the steward will be able to see that you reported an incident. So don't worry about having problem with the person and stuff. Just make the thing clear. At the moment, we have now a last lap battle for the lead.
What can Quantum do? Quantum's going down the inside. He's trying to break late, and Quantum just wipes out Kuchenworm. That's a real. Kuchenworm takes him back. That's really, honestly, quite disgraceful driving from both of those drivers, and that puts Zed into the lead. That's a real great shame. I'm really disappointed in Quantum for that one there. I think Quantum had some trouble earlier on today. It's maybe not been his best race, but that puts JFOC all the way up into 3rd place and what will almost certainly guarantee him the victory. Zed is about to cross the line. Let's see. Where are we? I don't even know on the track where we are. But that's changed everything today. We'll definitely have some review about that. Let's see, and I think Zed is going to take victory in the reverse grid race today here in the rookie split at Mugello in the Alfa 155. Zed's been pretty good all race, kept out of trouble, kept his lap times nice and consistent. That's going to be definitely a well-deserved victory when everybody else around him was losing his head. Castrol, oh no, and JFOC has lost place to Kuchenworm on the line. What's going to happen? This could have championship-changing potential, and Kuchenworm takes 3rd place on the line. Castrol gets a very well-deserved 2nd place, and JFOC, I believe, is going to be the overall winner today in the rookie split. That's a real shame from Quantum. That just looked like he went for a gap that wasn't there, and he wiped out. I think it was Kuchenworm. We'll have to look as well. Yeah. I think Kuchenworm took Quantum out. That might have been revenge. I don't know. We'll have to see, but definitely there could be some hefty penalties for that. Rush by number 4, the other mini championship contender, comes back in 10th, which I'm pretty certain is not going to be enough to deny JFOC the win today. We will see who else is in the mix. Rushtastic had some good results, as did Golson and Castrol R as well, and Zed as well. It's worth not counting out. If Zed finished higher than 4th in the last race, I don't think he did, he might be on for a win as well, so we will have to see. But anyway, all kinds of post-race crashing going on there, but the Pro Split race will be underway in just a moment, so there's a whole lot to unpack. Let's see if we can get some interviews in for these guys. Let's see what can happen. Let's put the interview screen up. Let's see if we can get Zed in. I don't know who Zed is on. Not quite sure who Zed is on.
On Discord, they don't.
No, let's get Castrol R. Hi Castrol R, you're in interviews live on Twitch. How's it going? Congrats on your 2nd place in that race. Are you there, Castrol? Maybe he's gone for a poo. Oh, you're here.
Hey, perfect.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Yeah, very well. Congrats on your 2nd place in the race. That must have been pretty scary on the last lap, watching the leaders take each other out. How'd you make your way through?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was definitely a much cleaner race. 2nd time out, was not expecting a 2nd, obviously. But yeah, some really good dicing going on, and just feel pretty bad for the leaders having taken themselves out on like 3 corners before the end. So.
Great. How was your first race? I can't remember where you finished off the top of my head. How was it?
It was a bit scrappier, it's fair to say. So I started off in 6th, I think, and then dropped back down to think about 12th, and then managed to get back up to I think 8th by the end. So, but yeah, it was good fun nonetheless.
Nice. It was very interesting. The people who did well in the first race had quite rough times in the second race, so the little mini championship could be open. I think there's about 6 drivers who potentially could get the overall win this week, and you're definitely in the mix with such a strong finish. So best of luck, and thanks for racing, and hopefully you can stick around and watch the Pro Split live on Twitch TV. I'll send you back now, Castrol. Thank you so much.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Congratulations again.
Let's see who we can get in. I want to try and get JFOC in, but he's muted on his mic, so let's just see who else can we get. Let's get Buzz in. Buzz is muted as well. All right, we'll leave it there for interviews for today, and we will just go on a little break and get ready for the Pro Split, so we'll see you guys in a sec.
Let's go.
And we are back after a little bit of a break, back in the little commentary booth. Alpha, let's go and get ourselves into a nice advantage position. So, of course, a couple of the... here we go. I've clipped through the world. I've gone into space. Here we go. I'm back in the mortal realm, and all of a sudden it's now summer again in Italy. I've turned off weather effects because Toaster was complaining, saying it looks bad. Thank you for that feedback, Toaster.
Maybe we should change again the post-processing filter. It's very, very unsaturated for some reason.
Let's have a look. I'm too far away from cars, so everything's turned off because I'm in free cam. Let's have a look through James's post-processing filters. Let's try and find a nice one. So we're on XK Autumn. My mouse is playing up. Let's go.
Maybe just go to the sole default one. It's quite good actually. I think.
No, I like these XK ones. I like this one, XK Kodak. That one's nice. It's kind of filmic. Let's give it a little zoom in. It's a bit more depth. It's still got some contrast on, which I like as well. Anyway.
No, there is color. That's a great thing,
yeah, and of course, a slight seasonal change, but yeah, we are back after a very, very eventful rookie split race. Still not sure on the winner. I'm in the Discord. I'm screaming, save your replay, save your replay, save your replays to make sure we can stew it as well as possible. If you're in the rookie split, make sure you save your damn replays. Go into your content manager, go into media, just save the replays and share them, because then if someone punted you, we can take a look and that might get you a place back. But yeah.
And report your incident, so we can anonymely see your incident, and now we can like just maybe take some decision about it.
Absolutely, yeah. But what was I going to say? You know, I was generally impressed with the overall quality of racing. It was a real shame to see Quantum and and Cook and Worm take each other out on the last lap, going for the win. But there was a lot of good racing. I did see a lot of guys really side by side and close to each other for a long time. Some good moves. A lot of really good defending as well. I think definitely Mugello is a track where if you can be really patient and hold the inside line, you can hold cars off for quite some time. So I saw Bundawa holding up, I think, Raj Tastic for many, many laps, just keeping him behind him. So I was generally impressed by the overall quality of the race. There's always going to be punts in the rookie split, though. But I can't promise much better for the pro split today. I think everyone's been so busy practicing for the RSO1 Championship and everything else. I don't know how much practice the top guys have done today, but it's worth watching out. I think Red Serpent's going to be really quick this week because I know he can't race much in the weekly races or in the championship. So he's had some real pace the last couple of weeks. He's going to be one to watch. Try to think who else is racing today. Patrese is also really good in the weekly event, so he's going to be one to watch.
Yeah, we're not gonna lie. This is not that was not the cleanest race we ever had here in Charge. Perhaps
it wasn't the worst either.
No, it wasn't the worst either. And I think we can expect something a bit cleaner for the pro boys because they are the verified driver here in Charged are usually pretty clean. Even though this is not the cleanest combo you can get, especially on Mugello.
It's all right though. It's not that bad. It's not
all right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Although I will say this is actually the return of DK in weeklies. We haven't seen DK in a weekly race for quite some time now. I think he's been very frustrated with getting taken out. I'll wait till he shows up on the timing screen, but he's made himself a special livery for this week to commemorate the amount of times DK has been completely taken out. DK Senior is in the chat saying, let's go DK and Alan. Hopefully they can do well. Absolutely. Of course, Alan led a couple laps in the RSO1 Championship on Friday, but he was too polite to barge everyone out of the way and take the win. But yeah, it'd be nice to see DK making his return to weeklies. I hope he's done some practice because I miss seeing DK on the top step.
Yeah, it was great to see him every time he was here being faster. The DK strategy is pretty simple. Don't practice using qualifying for learning the track. Start the race at a pretty respectable position and start to get faster during the race. Bing bang boom, here you're P1 and you're good. This
Anushi,
is the DK strategy.
Anushi's asking what happened to Lowy. Lowy doesn't race in Charge that much. He comes in time to time. I think Lowy is generally busy. I know he races more in the Assetto Friends community, and he does some other games as well. But Lowy, of course, is always welcome in Charged, and whenever he races, it is always a spectacle. You know what? We got some really quick drivers who have joined since the last time Lowy was here. I would love to see Lowy up against Namurai, Naughty Dragon, Perea, Patrese. Those guys would be insane fast at the top, and Alex V as well. So Lowy, you are open invitation to come back anytime you want and race against some of our fastest guys. Let's have a look at DK's absurd livery this week, commemorating all the times he's been punted. So disappointed but not surprised. And then this is, I believe, all the times DK has been punted that he can remember. Several of these were me. Please keep safe distance. Mossport, the Tartus was definitely me. Brands Hatch wasn't me. Highland Short, that wasn't me either. Portimao, that wasn't me.
This was so great.
Arcus 24 wasn't me. Red Bull Ringler Sexos also wasn't me. RSS V3, that wasn't me. AF1 Nürburgring, that definitely wasn't me. Bristol Oval Ford Escort, that was me. Tartus FAO1 Race 2, that was also me. Choo Choo punted, but still shitting rainbows. Call this number here if you were punted. If you can read this, you're too close. If you go for a gap that no longer exists, you're the dumb blank who's gonna punt me. And then Mugello Alfa 155 V6 question mark. Oh, there's more. Imola Porsche 911 Cup race, that wasn't me. Puebla Mini, that wasn't me. Alton Park GT4 Championship, that wasn't me. Kailami GT3 class.
Are you sure about it?
No, I didn't punt. I didn't punt anyone. You punted Zyfe.
I thought DK just withdrew the championship before Alton Park. I thought.
No, he raced at Alton Park and he was fourth. Then he got killed by someone. I think it might have been Lucas. Praga Paul, that wasn't me. Arclus Weekly Spa, that wasn't me. Kota, that wasn't me. Okayama, that was me.
Yeah.
Anyway, but DK is looking pretty good so far. Toxic is setting the pace right now. Damn, almost a second clear. And look at that. The best times we were seeing in the rookie split were like mid 2:02. So again, just the pace difference shows why we have pro split. Toxic has been really, really quick since he joined Charge at the start of the month, but he's not taken the checkered flag yet. So maybe this is going to be his week if luck is on his side. So Toxic is currently taking the lead. DK looking good in second place. Sir Chief looking really strong in third place. That's a very cool livery. I like that. That's some funky colours.
Yeah,
let's get it in
Brazilian
focus.
vibe or something. I like this.
Yeah, I like this too. This is a nice, clean little livery. We have at Redshift this kind of almost like Scarpunk looking livery. I dig that. It's like a black stealth bomber. It looks like the F-117, the night fighter thing. That looks awesome.
Shadow, the Shadow team have some kind of livery like this. I think.
Yeah. Lantern setting a good time in 5th place in practice so far. Lantern, that's pretty damn good time. That's a 2:02 like 0.1 or something. Zyph as well in the mix. Patrese also with a very cool Jägermeister livery. I think he made this himself, or he might have got it off race department. I'm not sure. Fly, I believe, is making his debut in the Pro Split Weeklies. There's a car stopped on the track. Mitchell, always glad to see Mitchell racing. I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. I love Mitchell's style. He always makes these kind of cool, like pearlescent green. Yeah, the racing guava. I really like seeing Mitchell's livery. So shout out to Mitchell.
It's a banana.
Bogdan, of course, is always a welcome addition, and I love Bogdan's Fares liveries as well. I can't remember what company it's for. He told me before it's like a fruit company or something, but it looks awesome. It looks like a watermelon. I love it. Will Wadsworth is racing just with a stock livery for today, and Elmo. Oh, Elmo, why are you driving a stock livery, my guy? Damn. And Pika Roshu also in a stock livery today. Come on, guys, you're letting us down. Stephen wants to know, how many times did I kill your boy DK? Quite a few times. Hi Toaster, that's just how many cars are showing up on ACTV, because ACTV doesn't show all the cars who set valid times, because ACTV is weird. I do believe we have some guys. We have some guys from the rookie split who are joining us for the pro split today as well, because it's a little bit quiet.
Yeah, there is. Let me count how many people are here for the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think there's 20 people. I'm not sure about what I said because I just counted people on the Discord in the voice channel, but I think there is at least 20 people on the race. Yeah, and yeah, basically, this is the end of practice now. We're gonna finally start qualifying. So,
see,
what's your prediction about qualifying result now? We have some very, very fast driver here. Who will take the pole for you?
I'm just looking. We have about 20 people currently in the session. There's like Renrapt and Red Serpent and some other guys. I think Toxic, based on practice, is looking really good. That's a really, really quick time. I'm so excited to see DK, Chief, Redshift, Lantern, Zyph, Patrese, Fly, Iris, all really, really close to each other. So it's going to be a tight fight, but I think Toxic's got the pace so far. But, as we all know, the more laps that DK does, the faster he's going to get. So definitely don't count DK out yet. I just hope he doesn't get pounded. Steven, why is Naughty Dragon not racing? But yeah, we have top five finishers in rookie are eligible to join for today. So we will see which one of those guys join. Yellow 13 has now changed his name to Yellow 13 Dive Bomber on Twitch. That's appropriate. Oh, my cat is just attacking me. I'm really sorry. She keeps jumping on me. Oh my god. Time in practice, something appears to be not quite right. I don't know if anyone's out on the track. Let's go and have a look in the not quite a drone cam. Maybe the session's still. No. It's because Mikhail is joining. Hi, Mikhail. I was saying earlier I haven't seen Mikhail for a few weeks. Hope he's all okay. So that's just Mikhail joining. That's why the server's being held up. So great.
Petition to kill James on track as revenge for DK. A bit difficult because I don't think James, you're like.
I'm not racing.
Yeah, you don't racing, and Would you? I don't think you're gonna be a part of the next event as it's open wheel.
Lord no. Well, it's not open wheels. It's just the Formula Agile, which I just don't like. But yeah. Well, to be honest, I haven't killed DK any more than a lot of other people. I've killed. He likes to act like I've taken him out more than anyone else, but I've taken him out. Like every time I've taken him out, you can see on his livery. That's it. And some of those were his fault. That was before we had stewarding.
I am the guy that just taking you out the most of the time. I'm not sure about it, but yeah, we all have our nemesis somewhere.
You've taken me out like once.
No, 2 or 3, I think.
Spa in the GT4s. I don't think you've taken me out any other times apart from that.
Spa and maybe like Alton at least. Quite sure we had something.
No, you didn't take me out. You kind of almost killed yourself on my car, but that was it.
Yeah.
You took Zyph out.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was that. I would like to forget this one if possible, but anyway. Yeah, next week is like Formula Agile around Ogaroring. I'm so sad that I can be part of this race. This is the one
Oh, I was gonna ask, are you racing in that?
and I don't think I will be able to do this because like I have to I just can't base like my my shield and stuff. I don't think I will be able to participate, but I would love to.
Oh no! Try and make some time if you can. I'd love to see you in the race. You have a very good record in the weekly events. I think you've like competed in 2 and you've came like first in 1 and second in the other.
No, 3 I think. I don't really remember. Yeah, like I have what it should I have 100% podium finishes.
Yeah,
for sure. And
I had that once. Very long time ago.
And like I have 50% wins ratio, which is quite good as well. And I think with all my races, like including the GT4 ones, I think I'm like pretty much like I think it's something like 75. No, yes, it's 75% winning. Podium, sorry. So yeah, but I'm more, as you said, I'm more of like backstage guy, making sure that everything looks good and sharp. And to be honest, I'm really enjoying a lot commentating. It's not gonna lie, less stressful than racing. But I will take. To be honest, I will make everything I could to be part of this Formula G race. I mean, I really like the car. I really like the track as well. Learn it a bit, getting a setup maybe. So yeah, I really want to, but yeah, it would be very difficult. I don't think it will be possible, but if it is, I would be very, very happy.
Definitely try your best. It'll be great to have. Yeah, I like doing the commentating too, and I'm glad I'm in a position to help out the community and stuff. And it's awesome that we've got so many people eager and willing to watch the Twitch chats and people subbing and stuff like that. It just makes it all worthwhile, and I'm glad we can do a pretty damn good job of commentating and making it fun to watch. I tell you what, I had a little spy at some of the events for next month's weekly calendar, and I see a lot of very, very good events for James. I expect to see. I already took two fat beefy W's in January, and I almost took a third in the weeklies. No, you have to be a donator to take part in the testing, Naughty Dragon. So if you were to subscribe on twitch.tv/ChargedSimRacing or make a donation on the Discord, you can be invited to our next tech session for future events. Oh yeah.
What the fuck is his voice, man?
That's my salesman voice. But yeah, no, I had a look at them today, and there could be some very exciting events coming up. Ones that I'm very hyped for. I'm still salty I didn't win at Phoenix Raceway last week. I underfueled my car by accident. I could have gone for the triple double, but yeah, we shall see. But I'm definitely very excited. I'm not racing in the RSO1 Championship, so I have a little bit of free time. Oh, I want to win at least one race next month. We'll see. Anyway, as qualifying has started, Redshift, Fly, and Rush by number 4. Rush by number 4 seeking to avenge his death in the rookie split, and Patrese setting a very fast time as well. I can say your name right, Patrese. I promise. All the times are coming in now.
Patrese. Oh, Patrese.
That's Patrese, like Riccardo Patrese.
Yeah, so
I don't know if that's his like actual legal name, but either way, some people call him Patrice, and I'm like, it's Patrese. Like, am I one of the only people old enough to remember the actual Riccardo Patrese? Because he's number 6, Camel Team Lotus. Although I don't know if Patrese actually drove for Lotus. He drove for a Camel Williams. But anyway,
I think I
Patrese
know his
is...
name.
yeah, Riccardo Patrese, he was Nigel Mansell's teammate, amongst many, many other things. He had quite an illustrious and long F1 career.
Yeah, again, thanks James to be the racing encyclopedia, especially about time.
Winner of Question of Talk, hosted by Tommy Ball, the team charged.
You completely killed it, but yeah, I mean, oh, yeah. And I kind of like those questions like about like Sebastian Loeb and
Which Josh totally didn't Google. Anyway, Patrese is currently setting the pace. Redshift not far behind in what I'm going to call the two-tone livery. Rush by number 4 seeking some redemption. Mitchell setting the pace as well, doing very, very nicely on track today. Come on, DK. DK's on the gravel in his abs. That's the most cursed livery I've ever seen DK make. But come on, DK, we need some better times. Fly's looking good too, like I said, in his Pro Split weekly debut. Zyph on track looking good as well. Always good to get some admin abuse representation. Iris, come on Iris, let's get a quicker time in. I know you can go faster than that. I definitely know Red Serpent can go faster than that too. Come on dude, let's get a lap in. I want to see you up the front. Oh, what's Sir Chief done? Oh yeah, we've already seen Sir Chief's livery. I like this one. This is very, very cool. I like the colours. Although it looks a bit sensible for Chief. His previous liveries have been quite extravagant. This one's a little bit more muted, but I still like it. And Iris now gets in the mix in that kind of... Look at that gang between Redshift and Bogdan even. Look at how tight that pack is.
yeah,
As
there was a
Mitchell...
very tight pack up front.
Mitchell's going really quickly this week. Damn, nice to see Mitchell putting the pace in. He's sitting now in 3rd place. Only a 10th.5 off Patrese. But come on, I want to see a lap from DK. We know DK's got some pace in him. And
Yeah,
who was
he
it?
just
It was
has to-
Toxic who topped the practice session. He's got pace in him too. Let's go.
Yeah, I think like DK will be faster and faster as the time goes on. So yeah, for the moment we have a very, very tight package like in front, and basically we are like the top 10 is in the same seconds. So the race will be very, very interesting. That's great to
Yeah.
see. Like in pro splits there is always like very, very fast driver and
Yeah,
and
that's
I hope,
why...
like,
Yeah, that's why we need Pro Split, I think. For example, like the spread in the rookie split we just watched, the spread was like 7 seconds from pole to last place, and it's an awful lot tighter now. So, you know, it's nice to have in rookie split, if guys are like 6-7 seconds off the pace, they can race with other guys on a similar level to them, and they haven't got to worry about being lapped in a 20-minute race or holding other guys up. So it's nice that, you know, it's going to be a much less spread out pack. There are a lot less crashes. It's just going to be a lot more kind of competitive and tight racing.
At least we hope so. But didn't we have to like rename the pro split to verify something?
Yeah, that's something we might be working on. It's come up in the admin meetings that we don't want the pro split to have too many connotations on pace, because like there have been some people have asked as well why there are some guys in the pro split who aren't that fast, and it literally is not about how fast you are. Like every single one of these guys who've given pro roles to, you know, it's because we know them, we trust them. I know that I can go like all of these guys here, like Patrese, Mitchell, Redshift, Ios, DK. Like these are guys like Zyph, Bogdan, Mikhail. I know I can race with these guys. I can go side by side with them. I can race them real hard, and they're not going to take me out. Like I really don't care how fast you are. You might be the fastest guy on earth. You might be even quicker than Loey. But if you pump people and you ram people and you run people off the road, I don't want you in the pro split, dude. I practiced too hard for these races to get taken out by someone who drives like they're playing Forza. Come on.
Yeah, this is definitely like to be on pro splits and win and stuff. Again, you don't have to race fast. You have to race smart. I think this is a very, very important sentence. Everyone have to understand that the speed doesn't make everything, and you just have to like know what you're doing.
Exactly. Well, I say Steven says he wants to be in the pro split. Well, you've done very well in MX5 the last couple of weeks. If you can work on your consistency a little bit, I see no reason why you can't do that. And as I say that, Toxic takes provisional pole position with a blistering 201.2. I know he's still got pace in the tank, so he can go for it. And I see Naughty Dragon giving a big in chat. You've caused one crash in the whole time I've seen you, so I think you're fair. I remember watching in the RS01 race when you were fighting with Namurai at Okayama, and you guys were nose to tail for ages, and it was super clean. So you are definitely one of the fastest, cleanest dudes in charge. So definitely don't worry. Yellow 13 says, "Remember, brakes are optional." It's like he's mocking us. Anyway, it's super tight. Look at this qualifying session. It's mad. You can barely fit a cigarette paper between any of these cars. So Toxic is currently on provisional pole. Patrese doing really good in second. Rushby is still trying to make up for his rookie woes. Mitchell 4th place. DK, come on, man. What's happening? Let's go on board with DK and see what he can do.
I definitely know he's fast, so maybe you just have to get used to the car and you have 10 minutes to do it and maybe get a better position. But the races will be long, so like
yeah. But still, I think you want to be on pole. DK puts himself in 6th, but he needs to do better. He's got 6/10s to find if he wants to get a pole position. Come on, DK, I know you can do it. Patrese improves as well, but he's still 3/10s off Toxic Boy. DK going back to the pits, going for another roll round. Maybe DK's a little bit rusty after missing weeklies for a couple weeks. Let's go, Will. Hang on, my brain isn't working. Where is Will? Will Wordsworth currently in 13th. I know Will's had no time to practice this week, but he's still doing a really, really good time. I have to say, being like having no practice and being like 1.5 seconds off someone as quick as Toxic, that's a really, really impressive performance from Will. Will's a really great driver, and again, he's been really impressive in the RSO1 championships as well. Like, Will's a great guy. Lot of love for Will.
Let's stop everybody's tire before the race starts, so people well, if you stop everybody's tire, Pika will not be able to move because he's part of everybody, so you'll think it's a bit dumb, but we get the point here. But don't worry, I mean, one day Pika will win the race. I mean, he's here for a long time. Every time he just like getting faster, and he will get the it will get space, and one day he will be able to fight in the front.
We need to race some 60s F1 cars. We need to race some 60s F1 cars. And Toxic breaks into the 2-minute deads. Wowee. That's a really fast provisional pole time from Toxic. I don't think anyone can catch him. Toxic had exceptional pace back at the BMW 320 event. I think the only person quicker than him was Perea on the day, but Toxic just had some bad luck in the race and made a couple little mistakes. So maybe he's had some time. He's gotten his groove on, and he could just focus today and bring it home. He's definitely with 6/10 advantage over the next driver. I think he's got enough of a gap to bring this one home if he just stays out of trouble. Patrese as well, really, really impressive with him. He's definitely been he joined in January as well, also for the BMW race. He's been like one of the absolute stars, I think, of the last month. He's been so quick. He's such a nice dude, and he's such a good racer. Like, there are some people, when they join, like how we have the rookie and pro roles, like, it's quite fluid, and if you are someone who's clearly an experienced racer, you're quick, you're clean, you're a nice dude, you participate in the chats, you get in with the spirit of it, there's absolutely no reason why you can't get your pro role very quickly. And Patrese is one of the people who's impressed me the absolute most the last month. He's such a good driver. He is so damn quick, and he's really nice, just chill, awesome dude. So a lot of love for Patrese. He's exactly like, for me, he's like kind of like one of like the model community members.
Yeah, and you don't have to win races to get into like the verified splits. It's not about like results and stuff. We just have to see you, and like if we just you finish a race without any trouble, you basically have some good chance to be part of the licensed driver.
And it's just being nice. Like, if we chat to you on the voice and you're just like nice and chill and fun, and you know why you're here, you're here to have fun and participate, and it's not I will win and I will kill you all. There's absolutely no reason. Like, if you take part in the practice races during the week and you're kind of hanging out with the regulars, chatting to us in the voice chat, racing with us, you're not making silly moves and punting people and spinning off all the time, there's absolutely no reason why you can't get very, very quickly advanced to pro or verified or whatever we end up calling it.
Yeah.
But definitely someone like Patrese, you can tell he's a really experienced guy. Like, I know he's kind of more in my age group than someone like Fyodor or DK's, and he's been racing for a while, so it's definitely good to know that Toaster, stop it. We need the shut up Toaster remote in chat too. That'll be something for the stewards to decide. Stop bullying Naughty Dragon. Anyway, not much has changed so far in qualifying. We still have Toxic on pole, Patrese second, Rushby is in 3rd place, Mitchell is in 4th place, still Red Serpent 5th, DK only in 7th. Come on, DK, I want to see a lap from you. I also want to see Red Serpent's moved up to 5th place as well. That's good for him. I know he's got some pace in there still. Toaster's about to get timed out on Twitch. Anyway, stop trolling, Toaster. Again, Mikhail's setting a really good time as well. I don't think Mikhail's had much time to practice this week. Again, I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. Hope you're doing all right, Mikhail. But yeah, nice to see guys just jump in the car and be competitive straight away. We also have our Lord and Saviour, Sir Rusty Ramington II. Bringing up the rear. I know Ren's gone back to school in the last couple of weeks, so he's had to step down from moderating and test team duties on charge. He's still helping out with some testing that we've got going on for future events, and he's kind of he does so much work behind the scenes like you wouldn't believe. He's kind of one of our chief ideas guys for weekly events. And
yeah, basically all the combo we test during testing session are pretty much his. Like he loves to test a lot of combo, trying everything he's cooled, and sometimes things that you would not even imagine. And you just say, okay, I found that, this is great. I found that as well, this is great. We need to test them, and that's completely crazy because like. You just want to try everything. That's just so good to have someone in this
he's very good as well at like keeping an eye on the feedback channel and seeing like for occasionally someone will recommend something and that will sound cool, and then he'll go and look at it and be like, okay, this car's really good, but the track is maybe not quite right. We'll try and find something that's similar but fits in the right style. Like kind of he definitely is kind of throwing out a lot of the ideas for things, and then we kind of workshop and refine them from there. But he's kind of the big brain where a lot of it comes from. So yeah, we're going to miss him. He's going back to school. So he's going to be a little bit busy for a couple months. So this might be his last appearance for a little bit. But of course, we will be looking forward to having him back in the summer when he's not studying.
Yeah. Sometimes I think I should make the same as well. But for the moment, I'm fine. So it's good.
Well, yeah, at some point I'm going to get kicked out of my house and I'm going to have to be a bit busy for a while as well, so we'll see. I'm just enjoying it until it lasts. Sir Chief goes to 10th place at 202.232. It's amazing how some of the, like the fastest guys from the pro split, from the rookie split, are kind of, mid-table times in the pro split. It really shows the difference in pace between these guys.
Yeah.
So I have to take my cat out. I'll be back in 1 second.
As we're gonna slowly enter like the last 2 minutes of qualifying, so the people will probably be on like their last, or maybe like the next one will be the last lap of qualifying. So now we will have the last try, the last shot for getting a better position, and maybe just upgrade a bit your time, and depending where you are on the like on the grid for the moment, just a tiny like better lap could make you go some places up. So I think it's gonna start to get interesting.
Okay, I've taken Sim Racing Cat out now. She's going to leave us alone for the rest of the race. All is still the same up the front. I'm having a look at excuse me. Ren is still doing laps. I'm just had my dinner, so I'm a little bit full. Still on board with DK. Looks like it's going to be his last lap in qualifying. What can we get from DK? He's, almost a second off the pace. Come on, DK, do us proud. He doesn't improve on that lap, but he's going to have one more final go, one more final stab at it.
Be the equal of your reputation, DK. This is the moment of truth. No pressure, though.
My money's still going to be on Toxic for the win today. I think he's definitely been long overdue for a win, and he looks to be really, really on board with pace today.
This is a pretty safe bet, as he's like pretty much half a second faster on the.
Yeah, well, he's been quick in every race, but he's just had a couple problems a few times. And DK is off into the pits. He's not going to improve. DK will start at best 7th place. Alan sets a time of 2:02.229. Alan gets in the mix. I don't think Alan was planning on racing today, but he's joined anyway and set a pretty damn competitive time, if I say so.
Our most shifting stick of lappy pedal. If you're talking about like the drivers' hardwares, there is some of the driver here driving around with like
Yeah.
controller and mouse. So the question is not even here.
I think most people are going to be using the paddle shifters today. I know, for example, when Fyodor's driving, he likes to use his shifter. A couple other guys do, but I imagine most people are just using paddles. I know this car is a sequential gearbox, so I think most people are just going to be using
It is.
that. And
To
yeah,
be
I think
honest,
so.
like you can drive with a high shifter and a Assetto Corsa if the car
I don't
is
think you.
like with the paddle. Like Assetto
Yeah,
Corsa block you to use the different type of hardware if it's like possible. Of course, you can always unplug your high shifter so you can use the paddle every time, but like you can't use the like the H grade gearbox if it's not.
I'm trying to have a look inside the car. It won't let me do it. Hang on, where are we? I'm trying to have a look inside the car. I can't see any. Oh, here it is. No, that would look like a H pattern to me, rather than a sequential. Who knows?
think
But
it could.
either way, I don't think too many people are using shifters. I think they're more for fun, more for drifting or something like that. I don't think they're as competitive. People get missed shifts and stuff like that.
To be honest, like I never like I don't think driving a car with like a clutch you have to put every time you're changing your gear is good when you are like
It's just more
um
work.
yeah, but like I can't drive a car that is not with like a sequential gearbox with a sequential gearbox. It always feels very weird to like having to put the clutch, like passing the gas. So I always like using the hardware that is present in the car, not because I want to have some realism or something, just because I found it easier. But again, I'm the type of guy that just learn how to drive in sim racing with Formula One. So I'm a bit of a weird guy about it.
I will say very quickly, Rushby is representing Bundawur Sim Racing in the Pro Split today, but his livery hasn't loaded in because liveries for the server were assigned before the race event started. That was done much earlier today, so he doesn't have his fancy livery that I made today, but he's going to be using one of the lovely default liveries made by Buzz today instead. So we'll see if that brings him a bit better luck than he had in the reverse grid race in his green Cyrix livery. But yeah,
Yeah,
so Toxic has taken pole. He improved his lap even further and is now 7/10 clear of Patrese in first place. So he's definitely going to be one to watch out. We do have Rush by 4 in third place, but he's got the pace. But can he stay clean through the race? Can he get through without killing anyone or getting killed? Mitchell, really impressive result in fourth place. I can't wait to see how Mitchell gets on in the race. Red Serpent as well. I bet he's going to be a really strong one in the race too. Iris as well. Doing some good representation from the rookie split. Doing a good old job. Qualifying, I believe, in 6th, and my game is being funny. I'm in the pits. Good, that's where I should be. Right, let's go get ourselves ready. My cat is outside my door meowing. She won't stop. I'm sorry. I had to shut her out because she's being too annoying. Okay, let's just play a little preview for you guys while we
3 minutes 30.
And we are back. There's still 2.5 minutes to go. I'm trying to sort out Sim Racing Cat. I'm trying to get her to settle. But there's still a couple minutes to go. Plenty of action to come today. Let's try and get ourselves to a little bit of a better camera angle for the start. We have this big banner which is just kind of in the way and it's chopping off the grid.
Yeah, and the thing that, like you talk about like the Buon Natale or the Mugello stuff, just
Both of them.
Yeah, I'm so I spent pretty much an hour to figure out how to edit that Mugello little thing, and I don't find it, and I get so pissed about it.
Yeah, it's awesome with all the track pack work, but there's so much of stuff like, especially Kunos stuff. I find it's hard to change some of it sometimes. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like there are some of the default Kunos cars have just weird bits that you can't change on them. Like the Ferrari 488 is a real pain. "90 seconds to go now. Everyone's going to be getting pretty hot inside their cars, but everyone's just waiting for the race to start. I see DK's insane livery, definitely the most cursed livery in Pro Split this week. Sitting ready on the 4th row.
So, maybe like how many people are we gonna crash at T1? To be honest, I don't think that much, because like the real problem here in this track is T2, where there is like often more crashes than T1.
Yeah, we will see. The rookie split managed to get Brown T1 pretty clean both times, so we will see.
Yeah, the real problem is Alan Stevens, sorry, is definitely like T2.
Caddy's posting some corgis in chat, but there are no corgis on Stefan's car today. You should have reused a corgi livery from the BMW. Maybe you guys didn't have time. Hopefully we can get some corgis next week for the Formula Agile.
Yeah.
There is one. Oh, okay, I'll have to try and find Stefan's car and have a look at it. I don't think we've seen... Oh, I can see it. I can see it. There it is on the left-hand side. I don't think we've seen his livery in qualifying today. We'll have to make a point of seeing it in the race. Anyway, 15 seconds to go till the start of the race. Let's hope for a clean start. Let's hope these guys remember they were in the pro split.
Yeah.
And we have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lights. Can Toxic hold on to the lead going into the first corner? Will Patrese get him? It looks like someone jumped the start there, possibly. Everyone's away quickly. I see Redshift in the middle in that black bomber. As Patrese gets a fantastic start and takes the lead going into turn 1. Fantastic start from Patrese ahead of Toxic. And it looks like everyone's away relatively cleanly so far. We haven't got any trouble. My camera won't move quick enough. Oh, there's been a big shunt.
Big punt here. It was
big shunt in the middle. That's Mikhail and Fly who are off. Let's go and watch Patrese up the front. Fantastic start. Maybe he was using his clutch there. He just rushed past Toxic and rushed by 4 is into 3rd place as well. Mitchell is up to 4th. Red Serpent has dropped down a little bit. DK up to 7th place. He's made it through alive. There were a few punterinos going on at the back, but I think it was only really Fly and Mikhail who really lost out because of that. Everything is pretty safe for now. Will Wadsworth and Zyfe battle of the admin abuse there, as I think that's Zyfe getting run off the track, as Ronrap has made a great start as well, up to 11th place already. He's really putting the moves on. I know he started quite near the back, so... let's see how much it can keep. So much tight racing. Bogdan in the beautiful fruit livery going after Zyfe now. Let's see what can Bogdan do. As Toxic is closing up on Patrese here. Is there going to be a move for the lead going into the close of turn 1? Let's see.
Yeah, so far it was a pretty clean for first lap, even though we are like two people just touching in the first turn. But it's definitely cleaner than the rookie race, but the first lap is not over yet, so a lot of things can still happen.
Yeah, let's see what Toxic can do. He was closing up to Patrese, but he's dropped back a little bit now. Oh, Toxic's going to be kicking himself for getting such a rough start. Patrese really launched well, and to be completely clear going into T1, not even just alongside, but completely clear, as Iwis has now passed Mitchell going into 4th place. Let's see what Iwis can do racing in the pro split for the first time.
Oh, we're gonna have some change of position.
Oh, it's all happening here. Toxic is
Three
chasing
wide
Patrese,
movement,
Mitchell, Red Serpent and Iwis are 3 wide now. Let's try and get a better camera angle. Here we go. Red Serpent on the inside. Toxic has taken the lead back from Patrese. He'll try and follow that one up in a second. And I believe that is Red Serpent. No, it's Rush. No, it was Red Serpent getting past both of them. Fantastic move. Double overtake there. And Mitchell unfortunately losing out, but he's managed to hold the inside. Oh, Mitchell makes contact and Mitchell takes out Iwis. That's a real shame. Oh, such a shame to see that. That's a real shame. So Patrese is is still in the lead. Toxic and him have changed places, and Rushby is right behind them, so definitely don't count any of these three out. Red Serpent's made a great move getting past those two drivers there. Real opportunity taker there. DK is up to 5th, profiting from the carnage around him as Redshift is now getting onto the back of DK. Is he going to be the unlucky person that punts DK this week? I hope not, for his sake.
Yeah, they go very, very close there again. This is like very tight racing for the moment. And it's relatively clean. And I just realized that DK have a watermelon like rear wings.
And Toxic and Patrese are still battling for the lead. It's going to be a great battle between these two, I can already tell. And the whole time Rushby is just waiting to pounce. Sir Chief is on the back of Redshift as well, who are all members of the DK train right now. Let's see what can happen. And Sir Chief touches Redshift, luckily not putting it around. Hold the pizza, Chief. While we're here, let's have a little look at Stefan. Oh, I forgot, he is running the very advertiser-friendly livery today, which features a corgi on the front with the Disobey next to it. A very Valentino Rossi-inspired livery, let's just say, today. Oh, yeah, what can Toxic do? He's still chasing Patrese. Can he get the slipstream here? It looks like it. Patrese's forcing him to take the outside, though. It looks like Toxic's got a nice straight-line speed setup going on here. Will he be clear of Patrese? He is. He manages to get clear of Patrese. Can Patrese get the inside going into turn 1? He makes a little bit of a look, but he breaks at a sensible distance. So Toxic is now back in the lead, but I'm sure that battle is not over.
It was like a DRS overtake here. The difference of speed was very, very impressive anyway. So
yeah, well, this car is a big square boy, so you can definitely get in the draft. That's a nice long straight too. As Redshift is now in the DK train being followed by Chief. Oh, as Redshift really gets loose there.
Corgi will finish this race. Yeah, as long that the commentator curses doesn't doesn't compromise it.
I think he's also starting the race in the same state, Naughty. Oh, as Redshift getting some real Kanso Driftu Nani going on there. Still stuck behind the DK trainers. Oh, Pikaroshi looks to have had a little off and fallen back. That's a shame. Can't Pika get back in the fight.
Yeah, I think Redshift have a very, very unstable setup. Maybe it's just comfortable with that, or maybe it's the only way you can get faster.
Again, Redshift is one of these drivers I've seen last couple of weeks, has some really incredible pace, but I think he needs to work a little bit on just consistency in general racecraft and just staying out of trouble. I mean, being fast over one lap is one thing, but you know, in a 20-minute race, you need to have more than just that. So maybe he can go a little bit more safe on his setup next time over. And there's been another change to the lead. Something's happened to Toxic. He's dropped well back. Maybe he had a little touch of the gravel there. Patrese is now back through into the lead, and Toxic has fallen back, and he's now really falling into the danger zone with Rushby. That's such a shame, because Toxic took a real good chance to... and he's now been passed by Rushby. Maybe Toxic's having some trouble with his tyres, I don't know, but it looks like, again, victory might be slipping out of Toxic's grasp today. And Stefan's having a real big problem doing some donuts, unfortunately, dropping him down to last place. Let's see if he can catch back up onto the back of these guys. I don't know what happened there, if he was punted or just lost it. But Patrese's setting a very fast time, 2:04.5 on race pace. Maybe now he's got a little bit of a gap as Toxic is re-passing Rushby round the outside. That's a really brave move there. Very ambitious. I think Toxic is running some lower rear wing there because he's got some really impressive straight line speed.
Yeah, definitely. And this car is very, very, as you said, very, very sensitive to spillstream, because there is a lot of air resistance with it. So once you get behind someone, basically gets sucked very, very, very fast. Also,
this car, I mean, it is, you know, an almost 30-year-old car. It did come from an era of quite uncivilized aerodynamics. I mean, look at that massive rear wing and splitter and on the front and the huge diffuser. That's going to be a lot of downforce, but it's not going to be the most efficient downforce you've ever seen. So if you have a big box car with big inefficient aero in front of you, it's going to cut a massive hole in the air for you to punch through. So maybe that's where people are finding time now. If you can get close enough, then you've got a chance. Redshift is still stuck in the DK train, which unfortunately has no brakes. Let's see if Redshift can get past and keep it clean. I bet he's looking at that livery and he's like, oh god, I really don't want to be that guy that punts DK again.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Bogdan's in trouble. Unfortunately, the watermelons have spilled all over the road. And see, can Bogdan get back on track nice and safe? He's taking his time there. That's some smart
Yeah.
rejoining from Bogdan. He's now back behind Ren. Redshift
very, very
still
clever.
following DK. What can he do? That's who I bet Red Serpent is really happy he managed to get past DK early on, because DK is not easy to pass. he will absolutely fight you every single corner.
Steven just said like touching DK will get you an achievement. Wait, probably like something like, I don't know, justice for DK or something like that.
Oh no.
Oh, and
Achievement is
someone
one way of
going on the
putting it.
inside. Ooh,
Yeah, and
good
Sir
touch.
Chief had an opportunistic look on Redshift there. He wasn't quite alongside enough to warrant space. Luckily, I think Sir Chief backed out of that. And Toxic, oh my word, absolutely setting the timing screens on fire with a 201.4. That's not going to be bested for the fastest lap we're going to see today in a race. He's really, really going for that win. He wants it back. He's closed up to just under a second between him and Patrese now. As DK's offline, could this be the opportunity Redshift needs?
It will be difficult now because he will have to.
Oh, DK! I see him doing his signature move of really squeezing there, not leaving any room for Redshift.
Oh, he's touching the gravel, so maybe.
Yeah,
like,
Sir Chief
he
getting a
will
little
slower.
wheel on the gravel there, but it looks like Redshift couldn't quite nab that place from DK when he got alongside. So Toxic is still closing in on Patrese up front. We'll go to that fight when it gets a little bit closer within striking range. Right now, I'm really excited watching this battle for 5th. The almighty DK train, the unstoppable force. Redshift again is going for a look, but DK is just too good on his defense. You've really got to get up early to outsmart DK when it comes to overtakes.
Definitely, but it's still possible. Like, you can do it.
Oh, you can do it, but you've got to get it. You can't, if you have half a chance and you commit to it, DK's not going to give you space. You've got to really be clear. You have to be fully alongside. You've got to be getting ahead. You're in the acceleration zones. If there's any kind of a gap, he's always going to take his line. He will not hesitate. So, and then you've
Yeah,
taken
and
DK out. So you've got to make sure you don't do that. Must be so tough for Redshift right now, having to stay behind DK. He's one of the hardest defenders in charge. And he's got Chief behind him the whole time as well. Come on. How much more stress do you need?
Just touch it. Steven just said, just touch him on the back and go past him. The problem is you don't want to be on the DK's board of punters.
You really don't. Yeah, DK's like an elephant, he never forgets.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad I never we never come together too abruptly.
At the front,
Maybe
Patrese
because-
and Toxic are setting really, really fast lap times. They're going toe to toe right now. The gap's only 6/10, but they're both absolutely pounding it. I guess the question is, which one of these guys are going to cook their tyres first? Because it will happen. There's still 10 minutes left. They've still got to get those tyres to do another 5 laps, so don't overdo it, boys. And Elmo looks to be in trouble as well. Elmo's had a little bit of an off, unfortunately, sending Picarosha and No Concept back up to 17th and 18th, respectively. Redshift is still following DK. He's turned his lights on. I don't know if that's going to help. Maybe he's giving DK a little bit of a taste of his own medicine. DK is, of course, the most notorious driving with headlights on during the daytime person.
Actually, like, using the lights use energy from the alternator, so technically you're a bit slower.
I'm sure the game doesn't model that, but...
Let me dream! Let me dream, James!
I don't think AC is quite that accurate yet, but I can say at the very least it's annoying. Turn your headlights off. Look, it's daytime. It's a perfect summer's day in Tuscany. Oh, it's Red Serpent getting a little bit of a lock up there and a touch on the gravel. The DK train has become the Red Serpent train. Could this be Redshift's opportunity now? DK held up a little bit, but again, DK's leaving him no space. He's taking such a wide exit into there. And look at that. And Red Serpent spins on his own, unfortunately, but he managed to keep the car going. DK absolutely brutally defending there, but he's now into 4th place. Oh, and DK really trying to close the door on Red Serpent, and they make contact. And Redshift is off. That's a real shame. I think that was some unnecessary aggressive driving from DK there. That will be possibly a stewards room meeting. He wasn't clear, and he moved over there. Come on, DK. Although DK now has Sir Chief to defend against him as well, so... I tried to ban headlights on during the day, but the admins didn't agree with me.
To be honest, I agreed with you, but yeah, that's
I hate it so much. I don't think so. Sir Chief has the outside. Again, DK is just taking so much more of a wide line than he needs to. He's over-defending there again. It's just, unnecessary aggression. But he's keeping the place for now. But I think DK might find himself at least a warning for that move on Redshift. He was lucky he didn't take him out more badly there. Up the front, Patrese and Toxic are still pretty close. The gap hasn't really changed all that much. It's still kind of hovering between half a second and 1 second. I guess it's just who's going to kill their tyres first between those guys. All the main on-track action's still happening here between Chief, DK and Redshift. Whereas all the time this is happening, Rush by number 4 is just sitting pretty in third. He's got guys ahead of him battling, guys behind him battling. He can just save his tyres and keep going. And I bet Redshift's going to be a little bit perturbed about that very aggressive driving from DK, I'm sure, once he gets past Chief. But again, Redshift overdriving there a little bit, just getting a wheel on the gravel. He needs to kind of bring the pace down, cool off a little bit, keep focused, get back ahead of Sir Chief, go back after DK. I definitely think these guys have the pace today. DK's defending very well, sometimes a little bit too much at times, but I think these guys behind him are definitely quicker. It's a shame Red Serpent appeared to... There may have been some netcode involved, but it looked like he just lost the car on his own. He's had some real pace in this race. I'd love to see him get back up into the mix too. I mean, the DK train is like 5 cars big now, so it's going to happen at some point with 5 minutes left to go.
Yeah,
Patrese and Toxic are still setting blistering lap times. They're just not letting up.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have a pretty interesting last lap or last couple of minutes, I think, because a lot of people are just getting very, very close as Elmo gets overtaken by Lantern.
Elmo and Lantern, they've been going back and forth for a while, actually, as have Alan and Mikhail. So there are some good fights going on lower down in the field, but the battle at the front has been so exciting, I've barely been able to peel myself away from it. And Elmo is now back through from Lantern. I'm sure these guys are going to be battling for the next 5 minutes.
As Bogdan just said, the new
personal record, yeah. As Stefan's making his way back up, he's got a little bit of a gap between him and Bogdan after his big old spin. He's making his way back up. Oh, it's still happening between Redshift and Chief. These guys need to stop fighting and go after DK, otherwise they're going to be stuck here for the whole race. Lantern and Elmo are still back and forth the whole time. What happened to Lantern? He didn't have a trip in the gravel. He's okay. He's just dropped back a little bit. Maybe he dipped a wheel or two there. Redshift is
very close now.
Still... You really can't fit much gap between them. Let's try and get alongside here, get a better camera angle. Redshift goes for the move, and it looks like it's going to be clean. He's hanging on. Can Chief get the drive out the corner? Chief's going to have the inside line for the next apex. Oh, and Chief gets a slide on there. Maybe that was some contact even. But Redshift is now through, and he is free to go back after DK. Up the front, the gap has come radically down. The gap is now only a couple tenths between Toxic and Patrese. Toxic is still fighting for that victory here. Patrese was a fantastic opportunist nabbing the lead at the start, and Will has had a problem. Oh, Will Wadsworth is round. That's a great shame, and unfortunately Will's, that's a tough place for him to rejoin, but he does it sensibly. Will's back on track. I think he might have had some contact with Zeif there. Toxic, let's see, can Toxic take advantage of his straight line speed advantage he seems to have today? He's going to go faster, but he's going to have to hang it around the outside. It can be done. We've seen it done today. How late they want to brake? Patrese brakes later. Oh, and he drifts over his line there, but just about leaves enough space for Toxic. Maybe a little bit aggro on the defending, but Patrese holds on and maintains the lead. Bruh.
For the moment, because there was like 1 or 2 laps left, so there will be like some opportunities again. Yeah,
this will be the penultimate lap for these guys. They'll have one more lap after this one. So, as Red Serpent is looking to get past Sir Chief, we must have missed it. Unfortunately, those guys have been battling for a long time. Oh no, Red Serpent was in 8th place. He's managed to work his way back up. He's now got past Sir Chief. As Fly and Runner Up just still battling. But can Redshift, has he got enough time to get back up to DK and get that 4th place back? Toxic is still so close to Patrese. These guys just, for 20 minutes, it's been nail-biting, just sweat-dripping racing between these guys.
Maybe there will be an overtaking opportunity here.
I don't think he's quite close enough. Yeah. Toxic needs to kind of be a bit patient. He's running out of time now. He's got to pick his moves a bit better. You can't, you can't get the inside line through that turn there. It's just not enough of a braking zone. If I were him, I'd be really trying to close up on Patrese for the start-finish line because that's going to be his best opportunity. If he can pass him on the straight, all he has to do is hold Patrese up for one lap, and it can be done. Mugello is not the easiest, but also not the hardest track to pass on. So you can hold someone up here. You can hold someone behind you if you take defensive lines, but that big straight is going to be his best opportunity to get past. Oh, as Patrese gets very sideways, and Toxic is into the lead. Oh, Patrese's lost it, and he comes back onto the track.
Ooh.
And he just misses Rush by number 4, but Patrese, that's unfortunately going to blow his lead. He's still safe in 3rd place, but he just overcooked his tyres. All Toxic has to do now is bring it home. All he has to do is bring it home. Red Serpent and Chief are battling really, really hard. And, oh no, I think Red Serpent has dropped back. That's Zyfe he's battling with now, not Chief. Red Serpent must have had a little bit of an off there. Oh, that's such a shame for Patrese, blowing what would have been his first win.
He's going to put himself for that.
Yeah. DK is still sitting in 4th place. I don't know how. Zyfe's taking the inside line here. Is Red Serpent going to go? Going to go for the move around the outside? No, I think he backs out. He's going to go for the undercut. And I think that's Chief ahead of him getting very sideways. Some more initial D action from Chief there. Redshift is not close enough for DK. He is not going to get 4th place. I bet Rushby is probably going to be kicking himself now because the whole race he's been sitting behind Toxic and Patrese, just kind of watching those guys duke it out, I guess. And if he put a bit more pressure on earlier on in the race, he could have been going after Toxic for the win now. That would have been very impressive for him on his Pro Split debut.
Yeah, definitely. But actually, isn't a P2 very impressive for a Pro Split debut anyways?
It is. I will say he didn't have the hardest race ever. I mean, all the guys behind him were battling all race, and the guys ahead of him were battling all race, and he qualified well. I mean, I don't think Rushby's wheel-to-wheel skills were really put to the test this race, so we will see. I mean, he absolutely ran off with the win in the rookie split, but in the reverse grid race, he was nowhere. He just kept getting in trouble, so we'll see again if Rushby can survive the reverse grid. It'll be a lot cleaner in the pro split, I guarantee you that. But he's still going to have some work to do, so I'll be very impressed if he can get a good finish in the reverse grid race. It's going to be a damn sight harder than the rookie race was, I guarantee you.
Yes, we're until the last S's of this race, and now the last corner.
Yeah, I think it's been definitely overdue for Toxic because he almost loses it. And I don't believe it. Toxic's in the gravel. I do not believe it. Is this going to be rushed by? Can he get the win? Toxic's going to be really slow coming out onto the straight line. It's going to be a drag race to the finish. What's going to happen here? I think Toxic can just hold on, but oh my word, what a finish. It's so close, but Toxic is only just going to take his first victory in charge. Jesus, that was drama until the end.
What a finish. That last corner is very, very treacherous. I think we have
I cannot believe it. I think
pretty much losing it on the last corner.
I cannot believe that. Imagine
across the finish line.
Imagine if he lost his first victory in charge on the last corner. Well, Patrese blew it one lap earlier in the exact same place, so there's obviously some trickery afoot there. But Toxic just holds on for the win. He is unbelievably lucky there. I can't believe it. Rushby takes second. Patrese unlucky to get third. He really should have won today, I think. DK takes fourth. He manages to hold off the competition, although he might be in a little bit of trouble, I think. I think that move on Redshift was a little bit dodgy. Redshift takes fifth, Chief in sixth, Zyfe with a very impressive seventh, Iris eighth place, good result for him in his pro split debut as well. Mikhail returning with a good ninth place. A little bit disappointed to see Red Serpent 11th. I think he just had some problems today. Maybe he got a little bit of a punterino. But yeah, stay tuned for the reverse grid race. There'll be plenty of action to come. I'm going to play some previews and save my replay. And welcome back, getting ready for race 2 of the Pro Split. We are now ready for the reverse grid race. Let's go back onto the Assetto Corsa slide. Here we go. Pro streamer here, I know what I'm doing. As we can see here, Pikaroshu takes a pole in the reverse grid race, followed by Lantern in second, although it says 5th above his car, so that must be wrong. Elmo will be lining up in 3rd, followed by Stefan in 4th. It's going to be a great opportunity for Stefan to get some front running today. Hopefully he doesn't get killed. Our Lord and Saviour, Sir Ramington Rusty II, Ram Rupt, is going to be 7th on the grid in what might be his last weekly for a while, followed by Bogdan. I can't say how much I love this livery. It's so cool. We have Fly making his Pro Split debut as well. And Mitchell in the banana car. Will Wadsworth got another good opportunity. He's running...
it's not the banana car, it's the banana. It's not the same.
The banana car. Anyway, Will Wadsworth running a very cool Alfa Romeo F1 livery inspired there. I think that might be a race department job, but either way looking very cool with the oil and sponsorship. Yeah. Red Serpent looking to capitalise after his misfortune in the feature race. Let's see if we can get him back up to the front. Just checking my microphone's on.
In a wet car, of course.
Alan in 11th place, kind of always in the middle of the field, so Alan's going to have plenty of wheel-to-wheel action. Mikhail as well had a good finish in that first race, as did Iwis and Zeif. And let's see here. Now what's going to happen? We had this almighty train-all race last time. You know what? If I were these guys who won the last race, if I were Toxic, Rushby and Patrese, I would be terrified, because look who they've got in front of them. DK, and as we've seen today, DK is taking no prisoners. He has Redshift and Sir Chief in front of him. This is where the action's going to be. Yeah, that's going to be, you know, all these guys are going to try and fight their way through the grid. I guarantee you, these final 6 cars, there will absolutely be contact within the first couple corners, so definitely watch out for those guys. Whichever one of those guys, whether it's Patrese or Toxic or Rushby, which one of those guys can get past DK first, I think it's going to be whoever's going to win today, because DK will absolutely fight tooth and nail to the death every single car behind him. And the ones in front of him too.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that you probably look up as well.
Yeah. DK is very much going to be kind of the gatekeeper of the front today, I think. He's going to be way more worried about beating the guys behind him than he is going for the overall win. But it still could happen if everyone gets in trouble and DK gets a reverse grid win race. He very could win this event today.
Definitely.
It's still all up for grabs. Oh, I don't know who Steve is. Steve made it for Will. Are you Buzz? Steve. Steve. I can't pronounce your name properly. It is Buzz. Well, good job on the deliveries. Of course, Buzz made the default the spec skins today, so very good job for Buzz, who's been very helpful with all kinds of graphic design recently.
Yeah, I really like the asymmetrical stuff. Usually it's not my cup of tea. I'm not a big fan of asymmetrical liveries, but this time, I don't know why, it really looks cute and I really like the stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of striking. I dig it too. 25 seconds to go until the start of the race. I tell you what, I want to watch the front because it's going to be awesome to see how these guys at the front fare, but I just want to watch that battle at the back. It's going to be so tantalizing.
Definitely.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. Okay, the lights are going. They are starting to light up. Here we go. Pikaroshu is going to be starting on first place today for this reverse grid race, with Lantern beside him. And oh, it's a poor start from Stefan. Bogdan gets away very well. Pikaroshu is taking the lead going into the first turn so far. Redshift is making some headway as well. He's managed to get past DK already with a very, very good start. Let's see, and it looks clean so far going into turn 1. I believe that is Elmo going for the lead. And Elmo with a very good move, and there are cars off. That's Mitchell off, and that is also Alan and Mikhail. That's a real shame, and I think that's Toxic as well. No, Toxic is free. Let's go have a look at the front of the field. It's all kicking off. Oh no, wrong car. Elmo is currently in the lead. Oh no. Pikaroshu looks to have been murdered, unfortunately, but Elmo with a great move around the outside going into turn 1. That was very, very brave. It's all happening in the middle of the pack. There are cars everywhere. Everyone's off. Toxic is off. Patrese is off. Mikhail, Zeif, Iwis, fly it all off. This is going to absolutely blow today wide open. And you know who's made it through? It's DK, as has Rush by number 4. So very much Patrese and Toxic could be out the running for the overall win today unless some drastic action happens. Watch out for Rush by and watch out for DK. They could really be fighting for it today. Bogdan as well got a very good start. He's currently sitting in 5th place. On. Oh, my microphone is muted. God damn. As I was saying, Elmo is currently doing a great job holding on to the lead. He was really opportunistic at turn 1. I don't know if Lantern caught a punt a couple seconds ago with Renner up, but it's going to be super interesting with Toxic and Patrese. And Patrese's in the pits. I think that might be it for him. Let's see. Maybe he's got the wrong tyres on, or he's cooked them, or he hasn't got enough fuel, or he may just be retiring. He's doing a drive-through. Oh, you know what? That must have been a drive-through penalty. That must have been a drive-through penalty. That's almost certainly...
Isn't just jump the start at the beginning? Because I thought someone moving like way before the other.
I thought jump starts typically teleport you to the pit, so I'm not sure. Alan seems to be dropping some places as well, so maybe Alan had a little bit of an off there. But Toxic is currently in 16th out the points, and this is not rookie split. All of the guys in here are really fast. They're really good wheel to wheel. They will not let you through without a fight. So you will not see any incredible recoveries like you might see in the rookie split, where you're going to be 3, 4, 5 seconds a lap faster than guys. If you are this far down, I don't think Toxic's going to make his way that much further up. DK has got past Roan up to sitting in 9th place. We might be on for the absolute most shock victory of the century here. He's got to get past Redshift, who's a couple places ahead of him, and Rush by number 4, I think, is currently the overall winner right now, sitting in 8th place. As Will Wadsworth gets past Redshift, and these guys are battling really hard. Let me try and select him. Really wide 3-pack racing here.
It's all looking very, very tight here, and I think we're going to have some very good battle for the next 16 minutes now.
Absolutely, yeah. We will see if I'm looking at Rush by it. He's got some really fast guys ahead of him. He's got to make his way past if he wants to take the win today. So he's got to be careful and patient, but at the same time he can't dawdle. He's got to make some places up. Pikaroshu is getting passed by Mikhail and Mitchell. And Toxic has fallen back behind Alan as well. So let's go on board with Toxic and see, can he get the draft on Alan here? He's got the pace, but has he got the patience and the skill? He could very easily pass all 4 of these cars ahead of him here in one lap if he got a really clean run. There's Pikaroshu on the inside as well, going 3 wide into turn 1. Look at this absolute basket of cars here. As Pikaroshu gets a little bit wide and kind of cuts up Toxic, but luckily everyone remains contact free. Toxic's now on the outside of Alan, but Alan, of course, giving no quarter. If Toxic can pull his finger out here, he can get past these cars very, very quickly. Yeah, Pikaroshu blinking across the track a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's all good.
Illuminati confirmed.
Oh, look at this train of cars here. I think it's Mikhail who has absolutely got the most thundering steam train. And look at Alan and Toxic really, really jostling for position beside each other. And I think Toxic has got past Alan for now. But Alan's still holding the inside. Oh, they're running really, really wide. Almost off the track, but Toxic and Alan still keeping it going, although Toxic should be through here now. He's got the inside line, but Alan holding the outside line and really sticking it to it. That's a great move. Alan's going to be loving this right now. Up the front, Elmo is still leading, but Lantern is closing in. Red Serpent in 3rd place, just taking his time. He can win this reverse grid race. He has the pace if he can keep out of trouble. Oh,
and behind we have Pika, we have problems. and I think it was Iris just touching him
Yeah,
because he was
Iris in
lagging over
the Iris in the
pace.
gravel, but everything looks okay. I'm just focused on this battle between Alan and Toxic. This is great. Oh, Alan just goes too deep. That was such a good battle there, but Alan was loving every second of that. And DK has made his way past runner-ups and is now on the back of Rushby number 4. I think Rushby is going to be DK's biggest rival today. Rushby finished second in the first race, and there's a change for the leaders. Lantern takes the lead, but they are now side by side. What's going to happen here?
This is very, very close. We may have a move for T1 now.
Can Elmo do what he did at the start of the race and go for a really daring move? I think Elmo is now back ahead, but how late will Lantern dare break? Ooh, he goes so deep, but Elmo goes even deeper. Lantern is back into the lead. Really great driving there. And Red Serpent the whole time, I think he's just waiting. He's faster than the guys behind him. He's faster than the guys ahead of him. All he has to do is wait for these guys to make contact or slow each other up, and he's going to be really ripe for this. Oh, Red Serpent is just waiting the whole time. Elmo's on the inside. Oh, Elmo's got the lead line now, and he's back again. Lantern and Elmo having a brilliant battle right now. Again, Red Serpent driving with his headlights on. Turn them off. I can't see the car ahead of you. All I see is glare. Bruh.
Bruh.
Down through the field, Rushby and DK are very close to Will Wadsworth, and again, Will is not going to give any of those places up.
And
We're looking at a potential. Yeah, Bogdan's in the mix too. We have our two.
Time to time to sticking his nose somewhere, like in the inside, where you have the opportunities, but sometimes the gap is just not there. So maybe we just have to have a look at what happened here, because something can happen, and that can escalate it very, very quickly.
Yeah, we do have our two potential winners today, DK and Rushby. Both stuck behind Will, though. Those guys need to get a move on if they want to get the move for here. Toxic's making his way back up to 13th, but he's got... Oh, and the move has been done. DK has got past Rushby. I'm not quite sure what happened there, and they're back again. So again, these guys are going to be slowing each other up here. They need to get a move on, try and make their way up the field, because Toxic is in 13th. If he can get a couple more places, he can still reclaim today's overall win. Let's go back on board with Red Serpent now, as Lantern takes a very late entry into the final corner. Red Serpent's going to be prioritising his exit, and I think he's going to get a run here. Ooh, car looking a bit squirrely on exit, but I think Red Serpent...
We'll have the Spillstream now. Maybe try something.
I think Red Serpent should be able to get here. Lantern's taking the inside line, but I think if Red Serpent is late enough to brake, the banking on turn 1 does mean you can take the outside. And Red Serpent is ahead. He must have got the slipstream done move perfectly when the cameras were away. So I would now say Red Serpent is in the driving seat for the win here in this reverse grid race. I think he can take it. All he's got to do is just remain calm, remain patient, and go get Elmo. As Stefan's doing a great race as well, sitting in 6th place behind Redshift. He's got Will behind him as well. A little bit of a buffer. Luckily, Stefan's been hanging on. He's been really unlucky the last couple of weeks. He's been taken out quite a lot, unfortunately, but Stefan is luckily still surviving so far in this race. Corgi Fan Club is saying bring the soundboard back. No, that is unfortunately condemned to the depths of hell. But look at this pack of cars. Again, this is why we have Pro Split every single week. Look how close these guys are racing, and they're not all killing each other. We've got Lantern, Redshift, Bogdan, Stefan, Will, all really, really, really tight with each other. Look at this pack of cars. It's mental. That's absolutely...
definitely the big train now.
Yeah, looking from Stefan's cockpit view, it's an absolutely absurd amount of cars this close together. Imagine the absolute rush you get from the slipstream and the dirty air, so it's a whole lot to continue.
Oh, someone is losing it behind it, but just skipped it. It was Will, I think.
Yeah, Will looks to be all good. He's holding on. Poor Will's got DK and Rushby behind him. He must be sweating a little bit right now.
We basically have like the top 10 in the same place on the track. We have the top 10 train here.
There's no more than a second between each car in the top 10. Oh, and no concept putting it on the grass. Come on, Stefan.
It may change now.
As Will almost certainly be licking his lips at that one, waiting to catch up. But the gap's not quite big enough, and the whole time he's got rushed by a DK behind him. And Pika Roja looks to be having some trouble in last place. Again, that's a real shame for Pika. Oh. And Rushby is looking for the move. Rushby's looking for the move on Will. Will he get it done?
We'll be very close.
Oh, and Will goes very, very late there. But luckily, Rushby gets the place on cutback. And there's been
Oh,
some
that was
changes as
very,
well.
very brave.
Redshift has got past Lantern as well. It's all changed everywhere. And Chief has got past Mikhail. And Will and Rushby are still really going at it. And Will with a great move around the outside there. It's not over yet. As Toxic makes his way past Mikhail, he's slowly creeping back up the grid. If Toxic is in 10th place and Rushby is in 8th, Toxic, if he could get 1 or 2 more places, he's going to put it... Well, if Toxic can pass Chief and Ren, he will put himself back into winning contention. Rushby has to outscore Toxic by 5 points, and I think right now he's not quite doing it. Let's have a look with Redshift as he's in 3rd place, going for Red Serpent in 2nd. As Lantern's having some problems there, getting a little wheel on the gravel, dropping back behind Stefan and Bogdan. Stefan is now into 5th place. Let's see if Stefan can take the fight to Bogdan and try and get up on the podium. As Redshift and Red Serpent are really, really close. It's the battle between who's the reddest. I'm trying to get the cockpit cam back. Yeah, don't type while driving, Zyfe, please.
This is not the way to go.
No. Charge does not support using communication devices. Oh, and who's that? Is that Elmo? No, Elmo! Elmo almost binning it in the lead. Luckily, Elmo, who's had a really good race so far, is just holding on, but oof, nearly lost it there. Much in the same way that that we saw Toxic and Patrese both lose it. And Toxic almost blew the win. Look at this fight here between Red Serpent and Elmo going into turn 1. Elmo's done so well holding Red Serpent off now as Redshift is behind him as well. And Elmo luckily gets the inside line. Something's happened. Elmo is off. Elmo outbroke himself there, and now Red Serpent is into the lead, and Redshift is really close behind him. These two are absolutely touching, and I think they had a little bit of a rub there. Wow. Oh, poor Elmo's dropped all the way down to 5th, putting Stefan up into 4th and Bogdan into 3rd.
Yeah, it's getting very, very close now, and again, it's proof that everything can change in a matter of seconds. Everything can be gone in a flash.
Yeah, Elmo's going to be kicking himself for those 2 little mistakes there. Going too deep. And will Redshift go for the move here? He does! Braking very, very late, but very nicely done. And leaving space. Just staying clean. And they are through. Redshift has taken the lead, passing Red Serpent. That was a very tidy little move.
This is a place where we saw a lot of overtake here.
As Patrese makes his way back into 18th, I think Patrese is well and truly out of this event after his pit drive-through. Let me have a look down the grid. Toxic is up into 12th place now. He needs to get a move on. He needs to pass Mikhail. Remember, if he wants to go for the overall win today. But Redshift in 1st place right now is having an absolute field day. And Bogdan having a fantastic race as well, keeping on the back of both of these guys. Bogdan having a bit of a slide on there, but luckily keeping it caught. But he's just giving Stefan a perfect opportunity to potentially pounce coming out the final corner. Let's see if we can get a Corgi on the podium today. That's what we all want.
And we'd never be that close to that.
Yeah, this is the best opportunity we've had for a Corgi on the podium. DK is still stuck behind Will Wadsworth. Let's see what he can do. Stefan is jostling behind Bogdan, the 2 green cars. Let's see. Come on, Stefan. The whole of chat is supporting you. He's not quite close enough. I think Bogdan's got a little bit more slip on that straight line, but Bogdan's getting very sideways, but he catches it very nicely. Of course, his car being 4-wheel drive, and DK and Will Wadsworth are trading places here. DK's really sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
You really want a move to be done, but actually, like, every time they going sideways like that, they basically killing those tires. So maybe we're gonna have some people dropping back the order at the end of the race because they will have a massive pace loss due to the tires.
DK is now alongside Will. Can he get the move done? DK's going to have the inside line. He's going to brake late. Is it too late? No. That's a very tidy move from DK. That's DK at his best right there. Really clean. Waited for his opportunity and pounced. DK now has, importantly, 2 places between him and Rushby, who's again one of his potential competitors for the overall win today. It's unlikely given DK's 4th place in the first race, but it could still happen. As Toxic finally gets past Mikhail. Mikhail dropping back a little bit behind Chief. Toxic needs to get a move on. He needs more than 4 or 5 points, which he's currently sitting on at the moment. Rushby could be doing enough in 9th place. We could even see Redshift. I can't remember off the top of my head where Redshift finished. I know he was, I think, 5th in the first race, and he's currently leading, so this could be Redshift's race today. He's managed to cut his way through the pack the best, I would imagine. Starting behind DK of all places. Oh, and there's been contact! I can't see what's happened. That's Red Serpent and Bogdan are off. I don't believe it. I'm not quite sure what happened there. We'll have to have a look at that one later. But oh, that's such a shame for Red Serpent. He was on for a win in the mini race a couple of weeks ago, but got taken out. I'm not sure. But this means that Stefan is into 2nd place. We have a Corgi on the podium. Elmo is in 3rd. Lantern is in 4th. DK is in 5th. Everything's all changing. Toxic is up into 9th. That could be the place he needs. Poor Bogdan. That's going to really do a number on his tyres, having 2 incidents in 1 lap. Look at this absolute 4-wide pack, and Bogdan almost making contact with Brenner up there. Toxic's on the outside. Toxic is splitting the gap between the middle of these guys. This is absolutely absurd. That's some very good driving from Toxic, jostling himself position. He's now got the outside line. Can he hold it round Ren? Not quite. Oh my word, and Toxic almost with 2 wheels on the gravel there. Can he get the inside line going into this next left-hander? No, Renrup takes a very, very good line, and Bogdan almost getting cut off a little bit there. Toxic has to get past Ren if he wants this win. It's all going up. And Bogdan is dropping back behind Sir Chief, but they're still trading places. I think Bogdan might have cooked his tyres today. Oh no! And Sir Chief sends Bogdan into the gravel. That was not a nice move from Chief. Come on, Chief. How many times must we discipline you? That's a real shame for Bogdan. I hope Bogdan reports that incident so we can get a further look at that. Up the front, Redshift has a pretty commanding lead now. All of his competition took each other out. That's such a shame. I feel really bad for Red Serpent because he's got some incredible pace and he's been denied a win a couple times now. Toxic is still being held up by Ren. Ren is absolutely one of the hardest people to pass here. He will not give you an inch.
Yeah,
Toxic has to get past.
And I think we're gonna enter the last lap now.
We will. Redshift is starting the final lap as we speak, so this will be the last lap. We currently have Stefan in 2nd. Can he hold on for his first podium in charge? Also, Lantern sitting in 3rd place. He's got DK only 3/10 behind him. Actually, if DK can get 3rd place, that might be the overall win for him. Let's stick with it.
He's now trying around the outside here.
Oh no, and DK goes too far!
Why?
And DK has absolutely blown his chance, and that's put Rushby into 4th place, which again might be enough for him. Rushby took 2nd in the last race. That might be a championship deciding incident right there. I would say Rushby is now in the driving seat for this little mini championship. I can't believe it. You know what, I would love to see Lantern hold out and get a podium today. If we had Redshift, No Concept and Lantern on the podium, that would be awesome. I think all 3 of these guys have never had podiums before in pro split races in charge. So
Yeah,
this is my dream. This is my dream podium right now. And Toxic has fallen back again. Oh, I don't believe it. Toxic's fallen back behind Mitchell and Chief. That's almost certainly Toxic out the running. I would say Rushby is gonna get a sneak victory today.
Yeah, but let's be careful because as we saw during the last races,
Anything could happen.
Mugello is never done until you cross that fucking finish line.
Anything
So
could
if you
still
can
happen. Can Redshift just hold on? He's got a big enough lead. And Rushby is closing in on Lantern. What's going to happen here? Leader is on the final lap. I'll try and stick with this battle as much as I can.
But there is like
Come on, Lantern,
no
hold him off.
opportunity left.
Come on, Lantern, hold him off. Lantern, of course, my old teammate from AF3. Oh, and Rushby gets a really good move around the outside, but Lantern's going to hold him off. Let's just go very quickly. Redshift has not quite reached the end yet. Lantern is still holding on.
And
We're coming up to that treacherous final corner. Can Lantern hold on? I think Rushby is too far back now.
Maybe we start
Lance's
to
getting
late.
sideways. Lance's getting sideways and understeering. Is he going into the gravel? I don't believe it. The same thing is happening again. Oh, no. And Redshift is going to take the victory in the reverse grid race and very possibly the overall win today. Stefan with a fantastic drive taking his first podium today in the Corgi Mobile. And heartbreak for Lantern missing out on a podium just at the last second. Rushby takes third place and almost certainly will take the overall win today. We'll have to do some maths. I'm not quite sure. Will Wadsworth with an excellent drive to fifth. Elmo, I'm sure, will be kicking himself after blowing that victory. And DK again, just overcooking it. And I think DK has already left. Renrup with a great drive to 8th. Mikhail 9th. Mitchell 10th. Sir Chief 11th. Toxic, unfortunately, just got caught up in too many troubles. His first event win's just going to have to come another time. Right, let's see if we can grab some interviews. Let's see who we can get. Let's get Stefan in. Yes, that's absolutely happening. Okay, let's go grab him. Stefan, you are live on stream. Congratulations on your podium in the Corgi Mobile. Everyone in the Twitch chat was cheering you on. What do you have to say?
Yeah, awesome. Didn't think about it that I finished somewhere near the top 3, but the other guys decided to kill each other, so I kinda took what I could get.
What happened with those guys? I think it was Redshift and Red Serpent, sorry, and a couple other guys. What happened to them?
Oh, they just punted each other or ran wide, and yeah, I could get in front of them and just keep my race going, drive my own race, and it netted me second, so I'm pretty happy.
Nice. Did you have some trouble in the first race? I saw you were having like some donuts at one point. Did you get taken out at all?
There were slight touches in some corner exits. I'm not mad about them. Got a better
Okay.
for the second one, so but they will be reported, unfortunately.
Gotta lay down the law. Well, congratulations, Stefan, on your debut podium in Charge Post. But it's great racing today, and thank you so much for all the work you do for the community. I'll send you back now. We'll see who else we can get in. Bye bye.
Nice, thanks.
Let's see who else we can get in. Who'd be a good person to get in? Is that Will? Hello, Will.
Hello.
Congratulations on your result today. That was a fantastic race. Oh my word. How did it feel having DK behind you for like that whole race? Was that terrifying or what?
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I've been practicing my defensive driving quite
I
a
can
bit,
tell.
and it was definitely a good expo on that. I was able to hold Rush behind me quite a bit easier than DK. He made a bold move and got around me on that downhill right-hander.
Yeah.
But just wrought with mistakes today. I was really upset. I actually practiced a decent bit yesterday and today, and
Oh,
friggin'
yeah. I know
first
you've been
race,
busy the
I
last
was up
week.
from 15th. I was about to go for 5th place, and then overcooked it, downshifted way early, and then just oversteered. And once I dipped one tire into the grass, it was just me going around.
Oh,
was
that's such a shame.
Yeah.
Still good fun though.
Well, definitely well done with your driving. You gave us a lot of entertainment today. Congratulations on getting a good result, despite having some trouble in the first race. I believe we have Lantern in the voice chat too. Everyone's just raiding us right now, so I'll move on. Lantern, oh, my heart goes out for you. You were so looking good for that podium, and you just overcooked it into the final corner. What happened?
I got excited. I defended against DK.
Oh no.
What did you think on that last lap when you saw DK absolutely shadow roll himself into T1? Were you like, I'm gonna get a podium?
I was like, okay, if I can get to the third sector, I might have a chance. And
Oh.
I gave myself a chance all the way up to the last braking zone, and then decided the brakes weren't required.
Oh no.
Just-
You know, that
just
turn
happened.
was so tricky. In the first race, we had Patrese lost it on the penultimate lap, putting himself in the gravel and blowing the win. And on the final lap, on the final turn, Toxic very nearly lost the win by doing the exact same thing. So that turned quite out a lot of guys today. So you shouldn't feel bad about that. That was just the luck of how it went sometimes. But great racing today, Lantern. You had some amazing battles with a bunch of drivers. How was it?
What a combination. Mugello and the Alfa made for spectacular battles, especially in the reverse skid race. So thanks for
Yeah, well, thank you for giving us such a good show today. Until
Yeah, it was very good.
we have
Just small.
DK here as well. DK, what happened with that last move on that last lap? You went too far in.
Kind of nice.
Yeah, can you turn your mic up, DK? You're a little bit quiet. I can't hear you.
I can try.
Are you going to add to your livery now? Are you going to add to your livery now? It's going to be Mugello final turn, Pro Split Race 2, me.
Well, it wasn't last turn, so the
First turn, sorry, first turn.
Yeah, I could. I've decided very good race. And starting P17 and the overtakes I did on Russia Dubai, and well, the pretty good overtakes. So I'm proud of that. And how did I handle the car, because it wasn't easy to handle on the brakes, and well, I'm very mad at myself.
Well, you
No,
shouldn't feel too bad. It was your first race back for a couple of weeks, and I think you drove
yeah,
very
I don't
well.
care, but I'm DK. I'm not making these fucking mistakes.
Well, there's always next week's.
Actually, no, one turn I pushed the refs, to the hull. I get so much speed. I saw him move to the inside, and I moved to the outside very lightly. And I saw the 100 meters bus. Okay, DK, now you fuck it up.
Oh,
You're
well, that's
going
a
to the
shame.
variable.
Are you going to compete in the Formula Agile race next week?
I don't know. I mean, I have to practice for the Balkans Glam, because if I want.
Oh, of course, of course. Okay, well, best of luck with that. We have Zyth here as well. I'll try and move on quickly. Zyth, how was your race? I didn't see much of you, to be very honest.
It was so unfortunate what happened to me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just got killed at the start. I have no idea what happened there.
Make sure you take a look at the replay. I've just uploaded it.
Yeah, I actually have the first and the second race in one replay. And I was just minding my own business and I just got taken out. And then I was watching the stream on my second monitor, and I was so heartbroken to see that everyone was having such awesome battles, and then I was just back there.
Yeah, it
trying to
was
catch up
full
on
of
the field.
action.
And then it was quite fun with a Camel Team Lotus at the end, so we had some good battles. So
Oh, he was so unlucky.
fun.
He took third place in the first race, and he was really unlucky to get caught out and caught up in contact in the second race. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to wrap it up now because I'm absolutely shattered. We've been live for just over 3 hours. Thank you so much for everyone for watching today. We had Zyke, you didn't see, we had an amazing day on Twitch. We had something like 15
Yeah,
or
I
16
saw that.
subs. So
Thank you,
plenty of
everyone,
action
for
today.
that.
Thank you everyone for subscribing and watching and being a part of Charge. Really great to have you. Thank you, Adrian, for commentating with me today. I'm gonna go. I'm
It's been a
absolutely
pleasure.
knackered. So we'll see you next time, guys. Have fun. Bye bye from us.
Goodbye, everyone.